90s, we didn't know what we had. TV, movies, back when life wasn't so bad. Life is layered like a cabbage. It's time for movie baggage. Movie baggage. Now it's time for movie baggage. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Movie Baggage, the movie podcast where my co host and I break down old movies from our childhood and decide if we were scarred for life by them. I'm here with my special friend, Victoria Lear. Vic,
Hi.
how are you, darling?
I mean,
Sorry, my country accent came out for a second there.
yeah, yeah. Uh, I will be fine. I will be fine.
Will
This is
be.
not my morning. This is not my day. Different setup. Uh, People are outside jackhammering my pool deck. So if you hear strange banging noises, a group of people breaking concrete in my backyard. But I will get a new pool and hopefully a new kitchen. So it's
Yep,
exciting
Mix had quite a morning.
and stressful.
They cut her internet line, so sorry if the sound gets a little weird today, but she is just using cell phone data for this record.
Just trying my best to limp
Doing her best.
along. Yeah, the why our internet line goes out and around our pool deck is confusing to me, but
Yeah.
it does apparently, and it's cut now.
This is the
So,
second time in a month or two that you've had your internet line cut by somebody.
yeah, that's true. The first time was like a lawn guy. The first time
Surveyor,
was,
you said.
oh, that's right. The first time it was a surveyor. The first time it was a surveyor, and this time it's the pool guys. Although to be fair, if you saw the state of my backyard, that's not surprising. Like they're digging up the
Yeah.
whole thing. But how are you doing, Jake? How's your morning?
Well, okay. Just been waiting on you mostly.
Oh, shut up. I am I an hour late to jumping on this call? Maybe.
That's
Um,
okay. It's okay. Just happy to have you.
I've got my notes, so
I
we're good to go.
assume you have a fat stack of notes for this one.
Got nine pages.
Oh boy.
It's
I
it's
hope you have
actually, I think, pretty minimal.
I hope you have an unlimited cell phone plan because your plan to go through all those notes might take a while.
I mean, the movie took a while. It's a long movie.
It is a little longer than I thought, but yeah,
Yeah.
they go through a lot of stuff in this.
Well, let's introduce the movie. I mean, some
Let's I
people
was
know
about
what
to.
we've watched.
I was a second
Let's
away
get
from
to
doing
it.
that. We watched 1999 The Mummy.
Oh, mommy. Yeah.
And this is a big one for my childhood. I love it. It's definitely one. I think I saw it for in theaters, this one.
Mm,
Yeah. I
very nice.
think it was a
I,
birthday.
oh, for your birthday? Or was it
Yeah.
someone's birthday?
Someone's birthday.
Hmm,
And wow, what a blast.
that's an awesome birthday party.
Yeah, that was so much fun back in the day. I saw Spider-Man at someone's birthday in theaters. It's always a big day when you got to
Mm-hmm.
go to a movie and then pizza afterwards or something, cake. Fantastic.
Yeah. Simpler times.
Simpler times.
Simpler, mummy-filled times.
Although I still do it. Me and my friend went to see The Naked Gun for my birthday last year.
Oh, nice. They're nice. Yeah. I I don't normally like going to the movie theaters anymore. Um, I don't know. There's something I like about not being around other people.
Mm, well, when you're very tense all the time, being in crowds can be a
It
chore.
it gets me riled up. I did not see this movie in theaters. I do think I saw it at a friend's house.
Okay.
I don't know if it was. Oh, I saw it at a friend's house for sure, but I also saw bits and pieces of it because when it would rain at my elementary school, they used to have this thing where instead of going out on the playground, we would sit on this theater stage. Like our cafeteria was sort of also the auditorium, if that made sense. So like our cafeteria was a big room with tables, and then there just was a stage at one end of it.
I think my elementary school is like that too. Yeah.
Yeah. And when it was rainy, you couldn't go out on most of the playgrounds. And so they had like a covered gym area, but you had the option on rainy days of going and sitting on the stage and they would play some sort of movie. And for whatever reason, The Mummy was almost always the go-to.
They would play you this in elementary school?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because the thing
Wow.
is that you never got to watch the whole movie because it was so much longer than like your section of recess.
So that brings up the point of this movie is pushing the limits of being a kids movie. There is some crazy stuff in this one. I don't like at in '99, I mean, we were old enough to where it was the fun kind of spooks and scares, at least for me.
I don't know, 99 was pretty young for a because it was PG-13
Yeah.
is what it was actually rated. Um
I'm just
Hilariously,
saying I think seeing this at like 7 or 8 would be terrifying.
I think so too. I
That's
mean,
why I'm surprised it was running all the time in your elementary school, is just
oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying. Like,
100%. 100%. It was just running. So when I rewatched this, it was like I knew I had seen this movie, but I don't think I had seen it start to finish, if that makes sense.
wow.
I'd seen it like 9 or 10 times, but in a jumbled disorder. Because when I watched it at a friend's house, it was like at a park and we were, coming in and out of the room, like how much are you really paying attention? And then
Yeah.
it had just been on. But my husband Dan, loves this movie,
Hell
and
yeah.
uh, apparently went on his very first date to this movie.
Oh, sick.
He like their parents like dropped them off at the Roxy, which was the movie theater, and they sat down for the beginning of the credits, and the film immediately caught fire and burnt up, and they
What?
had to leave.
Ah,
And when we were watching it, normally I watch these by myself, but Dan was like, I'm watching it with you. So we were watching this one together. And the, you know, there's a scene at the very beginning with a very attractive woman walking across the scene. And he
oh,
goes,
yes.
and Dan goes, now imagine you're a young man. And then the film just catches fire and you don't get to see the rest of this.
Yeah. Big setup. And then, that sucked.
But yeah, I my memory of this was, however, that I was creeped out by it as a kid, that I liked it, but that parts of it were very scary to me. But that was kind of all I remembered.
Yeah, this movie gets real freaky, and the characters all are there's so much comedy and like one-liners going on that it really helps lighten this
Mm-hmm.
movie up. Because if they play, if they the characters weren't having fun the whole time, you'd be like, "This is a dark movie. Holy crap!" The opening, let's
Yeah.
get to it, Vic. This is
Yeah, let's
crazy.
get to it. Yeah.
So we open, and we're immediately in ancient Egypt.
Cool as shit. Egypt is cool.
It's all right. This is
What?
all CGI in the beginning. I'm saying the very opening
No.
is a
Yeah.
little weak
Yeah, no, it is
CGI,
all CGI.
and I was a little worried. I'm like, I remember almost all of this movie. I saw it a bunch of times, but I haven't seen it in a pretty long time, like years. Like I've never seen it in HD. This is the first time seeing it in HD.
Hmm.
So that kind of really points out the bad CGI. You can really notice. So we get, it's like totally fake Egypt, chariot riding up. It's
I'm
all
gonna
kind of
be
crazy.
honest, I didn't think it was as bad for the era. Like for that, for 1999, they they sort of did it in a way where, like, obviously it's CGI, but it's not as bad as I was actually expecting it to be. But I might have also been thinking of Scorpion King, which is a different Mummy franchise spinoff, which has some of the worst CGI I've ever seen in my life.
No, you're thinking of the second one, The Mummy Returns, because
Is that with The
that's
Rock?
he is in it. So like the Scorpion King is the movie they spin off for The Rock, and he's a normal human almost the whole time in that movie. You're thinking of the end of The Mummy Returns, where The Rock is now a CGI scorpion monster, where it's a scorpion
That's
body
what I'm
and
thinking
his
of.
head, and
It's
that's all CGI,
horrible.
and his face
It's
does not look good.
horrible. And so when you compare it to that, they are they are doing a great job
Well,
compared to that
that's just
CGI.
because you always bring this up, but it's because they're trying to make a human out of CGI back then that was really, really
Yeah.
tough. So you notice
Hmm.
like this is not a human. Whereas in
Yeah.
this one, it's mostly just mummy CGI'd, and you can some of we'll talk about some of it's good, some of it's bad, but there's it definitely is easier to believe that the CGI mummy is real than The Rock.
Hmm.
So let's get
This
to it. Let's
this
get
opening
to it.
though, yeah. No, I was gonna say it's like,
We got a pretty hot, beautiful Egyptian princess walking through, and she is not wearing much. And like Dan said, this is gonna you're at an age where this sticks in your brain. 11, like, oh my God.
yeah. It's it's yeah, it's a sexy scene. And you know, this woman is hot as shit. There's no other way to put it.
Yep. And she's done up in paint and makeup. And the narrator tells us, hey, Pharaoh paints his girlfriend, so he knows if anyone's been touching her. Like,
Is that what?
that
I
is,
mean, that's what happens, but
I always assumed
he
the
says that no man
reason
is
she,
allowed to touch her.
yes, and then they show that she is completely painted up, and our guy Imhotep, lead head priest in Egypt,
Touch
I
her.
guess, he's making out with her and smears this paint.
Yeah.
I
Um
always assumed it was so he could
the
catch people touching her. And I was, am I wrong on that? Because I literally was like, oh
Yeah, no,
yeah,
you're
that's what he
wrong on
does. He
that, but
he
it's
paints his girlfriend so that he knows if anyone touches. And I literally had the thought, how does he know she didn't just smear the paint on a wall or something when or like,
yeah,
she leaned against something, but he's
which is valid even in that scene of like she could have just, I don't know, done this to herself because she
no,
had a little
no
muscle
way.
twinge. No, um, no, it's not
Vic
about
was
that.
rubbing her
It,
own arm, by the way, if you're not
yeah,
watching.
if you don't have the video. The I mean, Ben, what? He doesn't want any of the assistant priests to be touched either because they're covered in body paint. They're covered in
No
like
one,
turquoise
this
body
is
paint. No one to touch those
ancient
fat
Egypt.
little eunuchs
It
running
was
around.
COVID. It was COVID rules back then. They knew. The Egyptians knew. We're not touching anybody.
Yeah,
Don't touch each other.
no, they touch each other. I was
Paint
confused
everybody
at the
up so we
beginning.
know they're not touching.
Yeah, because there's all these other like painted palace attendants. Like it doesn't explain who they are at the beginning, and they're like running around, and then they're just like the most. I was like, these guards are useless if they're supposed to be protecting her. And then the actual palace guards come bursting through, and I was like, oh, okay, those are eunuchs. Like, who are these people painted turquoise? And it takes like I don't know, like 15, 20 minutes for them to be like, they were the priests of Emotet. I was like, you didn't want to throw that out there when there's a bunch of mostly nude, turquoise painted, chubby men running around. I was
Aren't they?
I was
They're
confused.
gold.
Who
They're
were
not.
they?
Aren't they gold? They're not turquoise.
They painted gold. It
Yeah.
looked, is this going to be like a black and blue or white and gold dress
It's just
situation? They
yes,
kind
it's
of
the blue
looked,
dress.
they kind of looked turquoise on my screen.
Uh-oh.
They looked kind of like a silvery
Oh,
turquoise.
your rods and cones are swapped, or mine are. I forget what the cause was.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, they are covered in body paint, so apparently the Pharaoh doesn't want anyone touching them either.
No.
They're
Nobody's
untouchables as
touching each
well.
other. Good.
Good.
Pharaoh walks in, sees that his girlfriend's paint is smeared, but he
Mm-hmm.
assumes the worst. A man's been
Yeah.
making out with her, and he is right. He turns around. Emotep's like, "What up, dog? Yeah, I've been making out with your woman." He's like, "What?" And then knocks on the moon. Princess stabs him in the back, and the Pharaoh is murdered.
I love that this movie sets a tone right from the get-go. Women are not just going to sit there.
Nope.
Whatever's going on, just because a woman's in the scene, she's not just going to sit there. She could do literally fucking anything in any scene at any given time. It may not make sense, but they are not just going to be wallflowers. They will kill people in this movie.
Yeah. So
I appreciate it.
Pharaoh is murdered, and
Mm-hmm.
then the guards bust in, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, maybe we should have been in this room, but too late. Pharaoh's murdered." And they're gonna come get these guys. And I kind of don't quite understand this. For some reason, Nox on the Moon can't get away, but Imhotep can, and he's getting away, and she's not.
She, like, the way that I interpreted it as is that she was the one there holding the bloody sword. And so the guards arrest her. And before
Oh,
the
they're not
guards
even
even enter
suspecting
the
him.
room, yeah, the priests have already pushed Emotet like away from her. So when they walk in, sure they see him there with his priests, but she's the one holding a knife standing over the body. So they're not suspecting him.
And this is a risky plan, in my opinion. He goes, "I can bring you back if you die." So she goes, "Great, I will
Hmm.
stab myself to death now." And she kills herself with a dagger.
Yeah, did he actually express that to her? Like, because
Yes, yeah.
none of this scene is in English. It's like all just sort of acted
This is
out.
crazy. I was going to ask you this. So, did you get this on Amazon? I had to rent it on Amazon.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I did get it through Amazon. Yeah.
The captions aren't in there, and they
No.
were when I first watched it. I know there are,
What?
I remember the captions. And yeah, that for some reason the original Egyptian is out of there. So anytime they're speaking ancient Egyptian, there are no captions anymore.
Oh my God, Dan and I were wondering about that because we were like, Dan was like, I don't remember this movie having so many scenes where you're just supposed to interpret what they're
Yeah,
saying.
it's weird.
And I was like, yeah, it's a lot of scenes of this. And the weird thing is we had subtitles on Amazon because we just have it on for everything. Um, and Amazon could not correctly identify, or maybe is correctly identifying the subtitles. I don't know. So for a bunch of them, it says ancient Egyptian.
Yeah.
But at a lot of times when we move forward and it's other people speaking what is supposed to be Arabic, they'll be like Hungarian,
That's what I
cursing in
wait, you don't think that
French.
I thought that
What?
was Hungarian. You didn't think Benny is Hungarian? He could be.
Is Benny supposed to be Hungarian?
I don't know. We'll get to that later.
I guess.
Benny's great.
Like,
But anyway, we got
oh
a
my God.
suicide plan. And yes, that's what he's yelling at her. He said,
Yeah.
"I'll bring you back if you die." So she just goes, "Well, easiest
Mm,
thing to do is off myself right now. And my boyfriend will bring me back to life with his magic." Like, okay.
mm-hmm.
And that's what he attempts to do. He brings her to the city of the dead, Hamunaptra.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I don't know, they're putting a lot of eggs in one basket in this city because they not only I guess, bury all the pharaohs there, but they also keep all their gold there that comes in later. All of
Well,
the
that's
gold
pretty
of Egypt
typical.
is in there. Is it
No,
typical?
it's the gold of an individual pharaoh. So each pharaoh was buried with essentially all of his personal wealth, servants,
I
um,
believe the narrator says all the gold of
furniture.
Egypt,
Well,
basically
it
the
would have been,
national treasury.
yeah, but it would have been a.
We really don't have time to argue about
You
this.
don't have time to argue about
We are
Egyptology.
five
Fucking love
minutes. We
Egypt.
are 5 minutes in. We
And
got
it
a
was not
lot of movie.
uncommon, depending on how
I know they're
prosperous.
buried with their treasure, but the way the narrator said it kind of made it seem like, oh, we just keep our wealth there too.
Mm,
But
no,
I don't know how historically accurate the mummy is, but
not very. I have a very small thing that I looked up. Not
okay.
very accurate historically.
So he gets stopped before he can raise his girlfriend from the dead. The guards
Yeah.
find them, stop him. No, Moon. We're not bringing her back. Dang. Maybe we should have come up with a better plan than this. But all right, she's dead. And this
Right.
is another, and I remember thinking this as a kid. If you
Horrifying.
if you have an enemy of the state and you want to punish him, I never understand why the best thing to do is to curse him with immortality and give him the powers of a demigod. Like, why are you doing this?
I I wrote this down. I was like, why would you punish someone by giving them a curse that allows them to have unending power and immortality? Why would you do that? It makes no sense. And the idea is like, oh, well, we'll trap him there, but then he can never get free because if he did, no one could ever stop him. And you're
Yeah,
just like, what? What? Why? Just kill him. Just regular kill him and then give him like a totally dishonorable burial.
yeah, they already have a. It starts out pretty good. You bury him alive, wrapped in mummy wrappings. Like, okay, yeah, that's pretty
Sure.
bad. Then they throw flesh eating beetles into his coffin with them. Also, pretty
Horrifying.
horrible to be slowly nibbled to death by beetles. Then they put him in a sarcophagus. And then it's like, okay,
Yes.
now let's curse him with immortality and the power to command sand and bugs and all this stuff that we get to later. It's a bad punishment, guys.
Like, why? And why would it be like a thing where, okay, so the thing is, they want him to be punished forever. So they want to give him the immortality so that he's trapped in the sarcophagus in eternal torment. Um, Never able to enter the afterlife, presumably, but he could have just gone to an afterlife that torments. I don't understand. And then it's like, but why would you make it a curse where even though you do that, what the person gets is the ability to command the 10 plagues of Egypt and all consuming power that will
Yeah,
destroy the earth? Because that's
weird,
like a
weird thing
punishment
to
for
do.
Egypt. That's like a big punish. It's like, hey, this guy slept with our dead. It would be like if if somebody was having sex with Melania, and then she and her lover killed Trump, and we were like, well, we'll have to make her immortal. We'll have to make her an immortal that could destroy all of America.
This is getting a little political for my
A
tastes.
too
Let's
political.
move on.
I don't understand why you would do that to somebody who like your leader is dead now. Presumably he's got successors. Just move on.
Yeah, I don't get it. If a guy breaks some laws, you turn him into a magic mummy. Okay, Egypt, fine.
It's some bad planning.
But that is how the movie starts. And he's down there in the
Yeah.
sand. Cut to some old timey war we're having with Brendan Fraser is in the Middle East shooting Arabs for some reason.
Yeah, like and in this part the Amazon subtitles said that he was speaking French.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I don't Dan and I were like, Is he supposed to be French in this?
He's with the French.
I wouldn't say he's speaking French.
I think he's part of the French Legionnaires. That's who's fighting.
Yeah, but he is an American.
No.
Even in the movie, he is an American who is just fighting with the French Legionnaires. Because later he brings up like that he's not offended when people make fun of Americans.
Yeah, no,
And you're like,
he's American.
so are you a
You're
French
telling me
person?
you're telling me you can't understand that maybe he picked up a little French when he was in the French Legionnaires?
Why would he be in the French Legionnaires?
Because he likes adventure and he goes where the
I
killing's
guess.
going on, and
I
that's
guess
where it was.
there's a lot of killings. There's a lot of killing. A lot of
But
people are dying.
we get a lot of horses in this battle, Vic.
I know, it's a lot of horses.
What you
Now,
think?
admittedly, a good amount of them are CGI,
That's what I
like towards the
figured.
back, which is disappointing, especially like in Lord of the Rings trilogy, there's they did real effects for most of their like riders of Rohan like clashing with soldiers. So like, and especially in older movies too, like when you see films where they do that with real people, it's so much more epic, but it's still good. Like it's still an enjoyable amount of epicness.
Yeah,
Um,
this one is right on the cusp, guys, where we are still doing a lot of practical effects, but they
mhm.
are starting to get more and more confident with the CGI. So this movie really is kind of like half and half. And then once we get into the early 2000s, oh my God, this
It
the
goes real bad.
all CGI and it's real shitty, like not like we have today. And
No,
there was a good decade of just terrible CGI in movies where you're like,
so
guys,
bad.
ugh, League of
Yeah.
Extraordinary Gentlemen, come on.
It's and
That
this
movie.
one they used enough of like the front rows being real, like the first several rows being
No, it was
real
still a lot of
riders.
there was a lot of horses.
There's still a
They were
lot
still
of
a lot of
horses.
real ones. And then
They
yeah, they
weren't terribly happy.
oh no.
I saw a lot of pinned back ears, but there's a lot going on. Like
No, it was gunfire. That's
stuff's blowing up. They
yeah.
did use a bunch of what are called fall horses, which are horses that are trained just to fall. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Safely. Like they don't do much else besides just on a command, they drop to the ground. And apparently, one of them would rear up and fall backwards. And he did it really well and he never hurt himself, but he was really not concerned about where actors were, like
Ooh.
human actors. So he almost crushed a couple stuntmen because the
I'm
horse
just
was like,
gonna cut to
better get
this
out of the way.
since we're talking about it. After this opening, after this battle and stuff, like after all the mummy stuff happens, uh, did you notice the as the riders are riding away, the horses are stepping on a guy, and I'm like, I
No,
really hope that's a dummy, because one of the
I
horses
didn't see that.
literally kicks a guy as he's like lying on the ground, and then another
Wow.
one walks right over it. I was like, whoa. I'm assuming that was fake.
I tried to look up more things about the horses in this because there were just so many animals between horses and camels. There were a lot of them.
There's
And
camels.
essentially, the way that this got sort of approval from the American Humane Association or whatever it is that does the animal
The Humane
certificate
Society.
on. No, it's the acronym is AHA. So I'm not sure what the exact whatever, doesn't matter. Um, since this was filmed in Morocco, the they didn't have to follow the same standards they would in the US for anything,
Mm.
safety or animals otherwise. But that the American Humane Association sort of dismissed it as being fine because Moroccans have a long history of respecting horses. And I was like, oh, okay, just like as a country, you're just gonna go with they respect them because apparently they were more distracted by a movie that came out, Joan of Arc, that was filmed in the Czech Republic, where um, they said that the reason why they were more suspicious is in the Czech Republic they eat horses, and
Uh-oh.
apparently they got reports that during filming more than 15 horses died like during the filming
Oh
because they kept
no.
breaking legs
Oh
and
my God.
spines and things. And so
Whoa.
the American, apparently they were like, we are not concerned because from the footage we've seen, it all looked safe and we have the paperwork. We're
And
not
we
looking
and,
into the
and we
mummy.
know Moroccans love horses, so we're not
And we know
gonna
Moroccans love
investigate
horses.
too hard. And then, but yeah, we got a much bigger problem in the
We
Czech
have
Republic.
a much bigger problem in the Czech Republic. Some sort of film there where a bunch of horses reportedly died um,
That's sad to
from
hear.
mismanagement. Yeah.
Let's get cheered up with some comedy with Benny. Benny is
Benny.
so funny.
Benny's a
he is
scumbag.
he's a real
Your
scumbag.
classic.
He's my
He's a
kind of
real
guy.
scumbag.
He's my kind of guy. He's
Like,
always wheeling and dealing, and the French commander runs away. No surprise there. And
mm-hmm.
Benny says he's going to stick with Brendan Fraser. They're holding the line. He's like, "Your strength gives me strength." Almost immediately after saying that, takes off right after the French commander he's running. So this is our
Mm-hmm.
first
Mm-hmm.
betrayal by Benny. Not going to be the last.
First of many.
Brendan
No.
Fraser holds it as long as he can because he's a brave man. And then he also runs off. He's in the city of Hamanatra now, the ruins.
Mm-hmm.
And he's about to
Mm-hmm.
be killed, or he's running. Benny has like found some giant stone door. He's like, hold the door for me, Benny. Benny's like, sure, and just closes it. And
Right
Brendan
in his face,
Fraser
like
is,
right when he's there.
yep, and he's trapped outside. All
Oh,
these guys come to kill him, but they're a little spooked. And
yeah.
that's
Horses
because they're in a
horses
haunted
know
city.
evil.
No, the guys do it too.
Well, the guys know it too, and this was something that confused me, and maybe if there had been subtitles, something could have informed me. But s- later in the movie, he said that he was with a group that was there to pillage the treasure, and that that force that attacked him was the ones defending the city from people looting it. Like the
I don't know if they
But
ever
that doesn't
explain it like
seem
that.
right
That
because they look like an army,
yeah.
and then later in the film they just look like, I don't know, like a group of Bedouins. They look like a much smaller group much later, and in this one they're like a full-size army.
Yeah, no, they don't really explain his whole why he was there very
Like
well
what
at
he
all.
was there for.
They don't
No.
explain why they actually say he was stationed in like Libya and that him and his whole garrison decided to leave and go to Egypt to find Hamanatra. They never explain why. So, okay,
Yeah.
don't need it. We don't need an explanation. It's a cool fight. And this
Yeah.
guy finds the city of Hamanatra, and then a big mummy face shows itself in the sand. Weird.
Mhm. Which like is the beginning of inconsistencies with Imhotep's power. So like he is capable of using it even while he's in the sarcophagus, as long as it's like close to physically.
At this point,
But he never does that again.
he can only do it to freak you out right now. He can't actually hurt you, but he can freak you out.
He can spook you.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, I had some questions, but we move on. We move on to a scene that was more confusing to me, which is lady in a library who seems to not understand how ladders work.
Yeah,
Fully grown adult woman who doesn't seem to understand how a ladder works.
she really makes a beginner mistake with this ladder. It's,
It's like she's never been on one. I'm pretty sure my toddler would have better self-awareness of what would happen if you just leaned your entire body in the opposite direction of a ladder.
well, she's a bit clumsy, and yep, she's putting books away on this ladder on giant bookcases,
Mm-hmm.
bookshelves going up almost to the
Mm-hmm.
ceiling. And man, this is an accident waiting to happen, in my opinion. When you got this many giant bookshelves all in a row, you're asking for trouble. She leans back, like you said, to the bookshelf behind her, even though the ladder is on the bookshelf in front of her. leans
Right.
all the way back, throwing her weight around, and uh-oh, the ladder falls and she hits the opposite bookshelf. And now we got a huge dominoes effect, which looked real. I think
Hmm.
they actually did this. They just have all these huge bookcases falling on each other. Real big mess.
They said in the little trivia that this was done all in one take because it took like 3 days to set up the scenes. So if they messed up the take, they would have had to like stop production for days to reset the scene because it's
Ooh,
real. It's just real bookshelves.
yeah, it's
Um,
awesome.
Also, hilariously, I had an incident like this happen at my college when I was in school. There was
Oh
this
no.
section of the library at Tufts, which is a big university. You'd think they'd have their shit more together. There was a section of the library that had this part of the library is actually a little bit cursed because it had two different instances. So they had old bookshelves, and somebody was going through them and did basically this thing where it wasn't that they fell into it, but they leaned a ladder up against it and they weren't secured to have even just a ladder leaning against them and knocked down all these bookshelves and damaged all these
Wow.
books.
So this could really happen.
Yeah, yeah, they weren't secured properly. And so when they redid it, they redid them as these bookshelves that had these big wheels on them, and you could like stack them so they were right up against each other, or like pull them out and have them
Yeah.
run on tracks.
Yes, I
And
was actually an intern at the Smithsonian, and I've seen this
oh,
style of bookshelf. You can turn cranks. It's a great way to save space and move the shelves around.
and everyone was like, "Oh, they won't fall over. There's no possible tragedy that could happen now."
No,
The kid got crushed
I
in
was
one of
about to
them.
say, did someone get squished? No
Yeah,
way.
he didn't die, but he was really seriously injured. I'm pretty sure he had
Wow.
spinal problems, and they had to put in like this locking system because whatever one they installed didn't have like a safety feature.
Was this attempted murder? How does this happen? Was someone like got him and just starts cranking?
I
I'm
can't
gonna
imagine.
squish
It
this guy.
it was just like, and then of course from then on out, that area of the library was just fucking cursed. There's no other way to put it. Like that's a
What else
cursed
can
part of
explain
the
it?
library. There's no other explanation.
Well, I'm glad you weren't involved. I was worried that you were gonna say you were squished. Or
I was not involved, and there's no evidence that I was involved. No
good.
one can ever prove anything about that. Um,
And don't go back there and check it out because it's cursed, right? You're saying it's cursed. Don't investigate. Right. Yep. Well, she's trying to be. That's her whole arc. Yeah. She keeps saying that they won't accept her dissertation or whatever.
oh,
But don't
okay.
worry, our girl has big dreams, Vic.
Fine, fine.
Big dreams. But she really fucked up the library. And so this guy comes in, and the whole movie, I'm like, say this guy's name. He is one of the main characters of this movie. He comes back. They won't say his name. And in the
Nope.
credits, this is so funny. There's a lot of these credits. His name is just Curator. They never bothered to give him a name. I'm like, dude, this guy is not a background
Oh
character.
my
He is in
God.
this movie. He is just Curator. And he says something.
Wow.
He yells at her. He's like, "Oh yeah, I only keep you around because your mother and father were donors to the museum." Uh, and then he's like, "Get it together." And then he goes, "Now the captions say, clean up this mishiver, this me shiver."
Yeah, and it threw a big confusion to me because it sounded like Yiddish.
It threw you a confusion.
Sounded like he said Yiddish. It threw me for a confusion.
Okay. Well. Let me try and
Move
straighten this
on,
out.
Jake.
Let me try to get that confusion out of. I think he's
Straighten
saying,
my confusion.
I think he's not pronouncing it quite right, but my parents and I, as you know, we lived in Saudi Arabia. We always thought he said mushkila, which means problem in Arabic. And it's something my mom and dad would say a lot.
Oh,
A mushkila.
that makes sense.
They are in the Arab world.
That would make more sense because it never made sense to me because he said something about Allah and then it sounded like he said some sort of Yiddish word. And I
Yeah.
was like, is he Jewish? I mean, I guess he could be, but like unexpected? And
I
is that going
think
to be a plot point and then
because I
never
looked it
comes
up,
back?
I looked up me shiver online. That is not a word, even in Yiddish. It sounds like a Yiddish word, but it's not really. There's like a different word that's kind of like that. I think it's mushkila, and they kind
Yeah.
of mispronounced it. But anyway, that's our female lead. She's funny.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Is
physical. She does some good physical comedy in this.
a lot of physical comedy. Yeah.
Hmm.
I will say that this museum handles all of their antiquities with just reckless disregard for them.
All right, yeah, let's get to it. I mean, they're just messing around with mummies. Her brother, you think we're about to get a big scare? All of a sudden, a mummy pops up out of the coffin, like
Hmm.
a really gross mummy. Like he's got, a hair coming out of his head, all desiccated ribs and stuff. And it's just her brother Jonathan messing around.
Just dicking around.
He's in the coffin with this corpse and just pops it up. And then he's got his arm around it. He's just palling around with this mummy. And she's like, "You're not a serious guy. What are you doing?" And then he gives her a big find. He found this weird octagon metal thing. And
Right. And she
this,
immediately knows how to open it. Like
well,
instantly opens
there's little
it.
hieroglyphs on the sides, Vic. She read it.
What type of what type of craftsman designs a box with a secret compartment and then just writes the instructions on it? Like, isn't this supposed to be kept safe somehow? Like, isn't this supposed to be sort of like a secret treasure box? No, it's just like,
Unknown why you would do things this way with one key that opens all the most important artifacts in Egypt. But it's one key and it opens it all. So
because they go into it like about how they booby trapped things and they don't want people to get them. And it's like, so you made one master key and you wrote the instructions on how to use it on the key? The
hey,
fuck?
worked
It,
for me. I get it. Also makes for nice, simple storytelling, and I like that
mhm.
because
Just
everybody
one
wants this.
object.
Because yep, it's the thing everybody needs, everybody wants. Makes it easy for us to understand.
Hmm.
So they find a map inside. Like you said, there's this Hamanatra is in this map. Like it shows you how to get there. And we show it to the
And it's
curator.
drawn,
What?
this map is drawn like Dora the Explorer would draw a map. I just want everyone
They
to be
really,
aware.
yeah, they
It's
don't even,
like,
I don't think they're proud of it
here's
because
a
they
little
don't show it.
cartoon. Here's here's a little cartoon diagram of the building. Here's another cartoon diagram. Here's some dashed lines. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, they don't show it very much. You're really just getting flashes of it because I think they know it's garbage.
And
But
then the curator immediately lights it on fire.
suspicious. Think a man who runs a museum would be a little more careful with the artifact, but he seems to not be impressed by this map. And he accidentally lights it on fire and he goes, "Good riddance. It would have only led you guys on a wild goose chase or whatever." And it's like, yeah, that could have been the secret city of the dead.
It's also like no one is, but even before they got it to him, like no one is handling this paper with any sort of care. They're just ripping it open and flattening it out like it's a modern map. And then
Okay,
our
all
female
right,
lead
Vic.
throws out this line of like, it's 3,000 years old. And you're like, no, it could not be. What the fuck are you talking about? It would disintegrate.
They're not
It was
showing enough
lit-
reference to the artifact. You're right.
I mean, you'd think they'd be wearing gloves and not just like holding it up in front of an open flame and,
Well, look,
crumpling it up and
this is
ripping it
like
out of people's
19
hands.
this is like 1925. Who cares? Everyone's half
Okay.
drunk in this movie, that's for sure. And we're just
Yeah,
living
that's
the
facts. That's
I
facts.
mean, we're just living that 20s lifestyle. We're not taking a lot of care with anything. But we
I
move
guess.
on to, hey, if now that the map is burnt, the only way to find this city is to find the guy who found this key, Brendan Fraser,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in prison for having a good time.
Hamster? Human hamster wheel
I
prison?
wrote that down.
Why are
There
there
is
like
a man in a giant hamster wheel when they walk in, and he is just walking and making this wheel turn. And I loved it.
don't
There's
ask
just a guard. There's
questions?
just a guard standing there watching him. He's like, "You make sure you make that hamster wheel turn."
You don't know what Middle Eastern prisons are like. It could be a cultural thing.
I
Actually,
assume
you
he's.
might. I
I
don't know.
assume it's to grind. I don't know, meal for to make pita bread. What I hope.
There we go. That's what it is. That's that's an official statement.
Yep,
Was how people used to grind meal to make pita bread
that's my statement.
in Egypt.
That's my statement of the week.
I love it. Yeah, it was weird. I was like, what are we watching?
And this is another character that is never named. And I looked in the credits. His name is Warden. He is the warden of the prison.
Hmm.
Really funny guy. This guy is got some great line reads. I loved it. I don't think people are just mean to him the whole time. I was like, I don't think he deserves this much insult. And I know he did. He is trying to kill Brendan Fraser, but he's a funny guy.
Presumably because he was very guilty of something that they never go into.
That's
Like
true. He gets the
there's
death penalty for this, and
there's
we
like a
don't get told
scene
why.
there's a scene where the woman's like, "What did he do?" And the warden's like, "Look, I don't really know, but I know it was pretty
No, I
bad." And
already said it.
then
He says this. He for having a very good time.
for yeah, right, he's in trouble for having a very good time. And then when somebody whispers something to him and he says something like, "Oh, you had far too good of a time," like as if he did something horrible, but then we don't know. And I wrote this down, like, so this warden in Egypt has the authority to execute an American prisoner. Like, that's not going to cause, like, publicly. Like, they're not just going to take him in a back alley and have him die accidentally. They're going to, like, publicly execute him.
Vic, it is 1920 whatever. What are you talking about? Yes, he's just gonna kill him publicly. Oh, someone's gonna report this to the
It's like a
Americans. No
British
one cares.
colony. It's like a British colony. They're, like, occupied.
I don't know. You're thinking that he didn't go through the proper channels on this one?
Yeah, I'm thinking they didn't go through the proper channels, is
Wow.
what I'm
Okay.
thinking.
Well,
I don't think I don't think procedure was
all right.
followed.
Well, Warden is running this prison improperly, I guess, according to Vic.
Mhm. Yeah,
We see
that's
he's
my
doing it
suspicion.
a little slapdash the way he runs it. But our characters talk to Brendan Fraser. He says, "If you want to know where Aminatra is, you got to get me out of this." And he kisses our girl Evie on the mouth.
Mhm. Mhm. I didn't like it.
Well, she did.
Yeah.
And you know what? He was facing the death penalty, Vic. Just gonna go
Mhm.
for it, I guess. Go for that
Yeah,
kiss.
that is what he says later. He was like, seemed like a good idea at the time. I was gonna die. Like, okay, okay.
So she is, for some reason, she is ringside, right next to the warden for this execution. And she's trying to convince him not to hang him. They do hang Brendan Fraser, and I'm sure this is always on Instagram and stuff. Brendan Fraser almost died in this scene. And
Yeah, like they actually hang Brendan Fraser.
yeah, they weren't paying close enough attention, and he was actually suffocating.
Yeah, I mean it's convincing.
Oh, it's a great scene.
It's
This is not CGI. The whole prison is not CGI. It's really cool. Like this crazy
I
outdoor.
think this is why, yeah, it's cool. Like the CGI isn't as offensive because they do still a lot of practical effects of things. Like there's still a lot that's real in this film
Yep.
for a good chunk.
And they
Um,
so she finally promises whatever they find in Hamanatra, this guy can have 20 whatever percent. Did you like this haggling scene, Vic? Yeah, you've had problems with bargaining scenes in the past. What'd you think of
do
this
you
one?
do you want my actual opinion?
Can you do it in under
Actual opinion?
a minute?
I think that an Egyptian could haggle a British woman under the table and
Oh,
would not make such a silly mistake. I
okay.
have
I
met
also kind of thought,
Egyptians, and not a single one of them has seemed inept at haggling.
yeah. No, he
I'll
accidentally
say.
bargains lower than they already her offer, which yeah, pretty dumb.
Yeah.
This is comedy for kids, I think, where
Yeah,
we'll get a
it's
quick
fine.
laugh and no, he's dumb. They keep saying how smelly and dumb he is, and I don't think that's fair.
So here's the thing that I don't like about this film watching it as an adult
Oh boy.
is the relentless way that actual Egyptians are the butt of the joke. Like the only characters who are actually Egyptians are constantly the cannon fodder and the butts of jokes. And it's just like you can't it feels like you're doing this a lot. And like you said, this warden is not a bad guy. Like he's not the one who arrested Brendan Fraser, and Brendan Fraser did commit some sort of heinous crime. And yet, yeah, he's some sort of smelly, awful, stupid moron. And you're just like, I don't know if that's true. Like,
Yeah, well, and
I
he's
don't know.
funny. I liked him.
He's
He does some
funny.
great
He's a funny
jokes.
guy.
Oh well. But anyway, we
Yeah.
are off to
Anyway.
Hamanatra, and
Mm-hmm.
turns out our boy Brendan Fraser cleans up nice. Evie is blown away by how handsome he looks after a haircut.
Mm-hmm. Shaving a haircut.
Even a haircut. Is
2 bits. 2 bits.
that all?
Sorry. Isn't that how it goes? Shave and a haircut. 2 bits.
I don't know.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Not
Shave and a
really.
haircut. 2 bits. Okay. Never mind. Yeah. Apparently, all he needed to do was be hygienic, which I would wager is what's holding a lot of men in America back.
I'm talking about me. I showered
No,
yesterday.
I was.
Not today.
I don't know why you would jump to that being a slight against you, but
And a
you have
little.
a girlfriend.
You're saying, well, you just said you just said holding men back. You didn't say with women. You just said I thought just
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it
overall.
was implied because, yeah, well, sure. It's just if you are wondering how to improve your life, try cleaning yourself physically a little bit and see if that helps.
All right, I don't see why, but okay. And we're
They're on
going
a
on a ship
boat.
to Hamunaptra. And boy, do we have a cast of characters on this boat. Everyone's
Hmm.
going to Hamunaptra, apparently. We got a group of Americans, some cowboys. They're funny,
Hmm.
playing cards with the brother, Jonathan. And they already are betting who's going to get to Hamunaptra first.
They're a confusing bunch too, because it's like 3 Americans, an Egyptologist, and a seemingly unending amount of support staff. Because they're traveling with like 200 people
And
of disposable
they are very disposable. And we are going to see them die in a multitude of horrific ways.
every single scene is an action scene, which obviously this movie has a ton of. We see at least 20 to 30 of their people taken out, and it's none of the main people, and they always have more.
Yep.
It's just an unending amount of hired labor for cannon fodder in this.
It's a good thing they brought them because, yeah, we get some cool deaths. And don't worry, guys. Benny is back. Benny's on the boat.
Yeah, Benny survived. like the little cockroach that he is.
Yeah, Brendan
Benny's never
Fraser
gonna.
not super happy to see him. He betrayed him at least twice in that first scene, and they talk a little bit. He's like, "Oh, you're the one leading the Americans," and then he goes, "Bye bye, Benny," and he throws him overboard, which I assumed back
Probably
then would.
saving his
I
life.
get. Well, I mean, I think that would kill him in real life. You just throw someone overboard in the middle of a. I don't know where they are. I don't know, the
It's
River
a
Nile,
river,
probably.
though.
They're
They're on a
probably on the River
river.
Nile.
Yeah,
There are crocodiles in there, Vic. You know there are crocs
at
in
night.
there.
Yeah, I still think it. I think it
Hippos.
would be bad, except every other person who falls in the water is fine and makes it to the other side, no problem.
That's true.
It's not the same as being thrown off of like a modern day ocean liner. So,
No,
but
but
anyway,
there are Nile crocodiles. Never heard of them?
I mean, it doesn't. They're not in this movie. Clearly, there's no wildlife in this movie at all. There are horses. There are camels. There are
That's
no other
true.
creatures.
You're right. They didn't show off the vibrant wildlife that's in Egypt. That's a shame. Now I'm a little
There's
disappointed.
not even birds, which there could have been, like picking at the corpses. There's fucking nothing. You're lucky we get some date palms in this.
You okay? Yeah, we are lucky.
There's just sand. There's just
Sand
sand.
and blood.
Yeah. Um, but we get a little like a little romantic tete-a-tete with Brennan and Evie. They have a little chat while he like puts all his guns out in front of her.
Oh yeah, he's checking
Like,
his guns. He's got a lot.
yeah, got a lot of guns.
Yeah, and she is falling for him.
I know.
We see her in her room later trying to read some Egyptian or some journal or something, some
Yeah, she
nonsense. I
can't
don't know why.
focus.
Can't focus. Like, oh, it wasn't that good of a kiss. And then she's attacked.
Assassins, like ninja assassins.
Well, Assassin's Creed style assassins, if you guys have ever played
Yeah,
Assassin's
yeah.
Creed. They're yep, done up in these black outfits. They got weird, I don't know, knuckle blade. What do you call this? It's a blade that sticks out of your fingers. This guy's
It's kind of
pretty
like the
cool.
way that like women will carry their car keys like in between their knuckles, but it's like a shiv. It's like
Oh
it's
God.
like because it's like a knife, but he's just carrying it weirdly. It's like a hooked shiv that he's carrying in between his knuckles.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking at it and being like, that cannot be the easiest way to use that weapon. Like that.
Who cares? It looks cool. And he's coming at her, and Brendan Fraser busted, and we got a cool fight. He's got her by the neck, he's got the knife to her neck, and she jabs a candle in his eye, a lit candle. This guy
Right.
really gets it
That's
bad,
what
by the
she
way. And
does.
when you find out that he's not, these guys aren't really bad. This guy really got messed up. He gets a candle
Also,
shoved into his
whatever
eyeball. He gets lit on fire. A bunch of these guys get lit on fire in this scene. There's a lot of
quickly.
fire. He lights up. I
Yeah.
assume that cloth that robe he's wearing is very dry. And
That's what I was gonna say is everyone on this boat lights on fire with the speed of like old church cobwebs. It was like and there's fire everywhere and you're like, man, you'd think that in a world where everybody's still using candles, you would be wearing natural fabrics that maybe wouldn't burn this quickly, but it's like everyone's doused in gasoline. They like erupt in flame. Everything is just
yeah, it's
in huge
awesome.
fire. Um,
A lot
it's
of
pretty cool.
gunfire.
Um,
Our cowboys are shooting these dudes left and right. Brendan Fraser's
mhm.
unloading. It's crazy. Uh, Long story short, they are fighting for that key. They want that. These guys want the key.
I was a little disappointed
Oh no.
because in the scenes, there's high action, high adrenaline, people are running, people are shooting, and you keep seeing images of people running these horses across the boat. And I'm like, are we going to see some horse diving? Because they're not docked. Where are they taking these horses? And then we just don't. They're just on the other side of the river. But presumably they jumped all those horses off the boat.
Yeah, we didn't get to see any horse diving.
No. But later, when we catch up with the Americans, they have like 80 horses.
Yeah,
It's an
this was a
insane
huge ship,
amount of
guys.
horses that they have.
This ship must have had, I don't know,
You're like,
250 people aboard, 100 horses, 50 camels. Like,
and
doesn't
they
seem
are
that
all,
big.
the whole ship is just, the whole ship is just these Americans and then the four people of Brendan Fraser's crew.
Right. Not a lot of tourists otherwise.
No.
But
Um, but yeah, they're
there's a
looking for
funny
the
scene with
key.
our warden. Or, yeah, the key is getting fought over. Who gets it?
Jonathan pickpockets it.
Jonathan's gets it back. And
Hmm.
they all abandon ship. Funny scene with the warden. He's like, "What do we do? What do we do?" And Brendan Fraser's like, "You wait here. I'll go get help." And he just jumps off the boat. And we got the warden
Deb.
like nervously waiting, looking back and forth. And then he realizes he's been duped, and he jumps
Hmm.
off after him.
And then we get another good scene with Benny. They're all on either sides of the river.
Yep,
Benny's
Benny's on the
like,
wrong side of the river.
but he's like, I've got all the horses. Brendan's like, you're on the wrong side of the river. Like, okay. And
Well,
our girl's like nude. I don't know if you caught this with CGI, but they had this CGI her dress to be solid because apparently it was completely see through in that scene.
ooh, no, I didn't
And
know
they,
that.
it was completely see through. And so they used CGI effects to make her dress solid white again.
Tough job, but somebody's got to do it. CGI guys like, ugh.
I was reading I was reading in one of the things that it averaged to 125,000 per scene is what they paid um, in special effects. So not just CGI, but like all special effects
Wow,
came out to a budget of about 125,000 per scene,
dang.
which is pretty crazy. Yeah.
You guys can work that
Anyway,
math out. That's tough for me to imagine what that adds up to.
it was 15 million total
Right. That's what I was going
in
to
special
say.
effects budget.
That's actually
Yeah.
that was
They,
what I was thinking, but
yeah.
I didn't want to just throw it out there without double checking my math.
They they go to some village in the middle of nowhere. And despite the fact that they jumped off this boat with nothing, Jonathan apparently still has cash. I
Well,
don't know how he has money. I mean, I guess it would have been in his pocket, but how
he's
much
got
is he carrying around?
again. Pick what time period do you think they're in? What that should all be in wireless or wire transfers? This guy's a gambler. He's carrying all his money on him.
Well, my understanding was that people typically used to keep their money in like a safe in their like room. Like they had these like estate rooms that you didn't actually walk around with a ton of cash because people pickpocketed and there'd be no way of getting it back if you lost it. Like it was actually
Oh,
unusual for
they.
people to
All
walk
right. This
around.
boat doesn't have an estate room. Okay.
The Evie's bedroom is big. It's huge. It's got a
That
four-post
is
bed.
she
The fuck do you mean there's not estate rooms on this
she
boat?
did have a fabulous room. You're
She,
right.
she has like two different windows, a
There's like
huge four-post
300
bed,
there's 300 people on this boat. It's just asses to elbows here, and then she has, yeah, a
like a
magnificent hotel room.
like a 300 square foot studio apartment.
Yeah, you're right. There probably was a safe in there, but whatever. They
Whatever.
got the money. They got some stuff. They also recovered some stuff off the shores. You find that out later.
Yeah. They
And
got some
yes, so they
camels.
get camels. Do you think these camels are happy?
I don't think camels are ever happy. Based on
Uh,
my experience with camels, is camels are kind of a crotchety bunch and they'd rather be left alone than do anything.
Getting on a camel is one of my first memories.
Is it really?
I was like
Yeah.
3, and we have a picture of me sitting on top of this gigantic white camel, and I
Oh.
remember there was like a ladder they put me on to get to the top of it, and at 3, it was like climbing the side of a building to get up to the top of this camel. Absolutely massive.
Yeah. I mean, they looked like good-looking camels. Like none of the animals in this didn't look healthy. They all looked like good animals. I'll say, considering this is supposed to be out in the middle of absolutely nowhere, like this city they're going to, I don't think that any of the horses that they used to get out there would have made it. Like, I don't think realistically it's practical to bring any horses to this location if it's sort of in the middle of the Sahara Desert, the way they're describing. Because horses need an enormous amount of water and they need an enormous amount of food every day. And they are really bad at distributing heat, which is why people use camels. Like,
Yeah.
because I think it would be impossible to ride the horses out there.
Nope. I think you're better off with a camel, but whatever. We got some horses. I can't believe you're complaining about that.
I know, but I don't like thinking about whether or not the horses had enough water and food.
Well, they did, and they made it. They make it till the
They
end.
made it. That's why they have like 9,000 people. It's because half of them are just bringing the supplies.
Yes, it's all oats for the horses, don't worry. Oats and apples for our horses.
Good, good, good,
Main
good.
supply.
No actual desert difficulties are displayed in this film at any time. Like, no one is ever thirsty, no one is ever overheated, no one is ever struggling with the sand unless the sand is evil and, you know,
Yes.
having mouths in it.
Only
But
mummy
like the
possessed sand is bad.
yeah, but
But
like
no, I'm I'm digging
themselves,
it. That's
the
some
people
cool
themselves
shots. Go
have
ahead.
no difficulty. Oh, I was just gonna say they have no difficulty
Yeah,
being in the desert
no, it's
whatsoever.
beautiful. We got beautiful actors, beautiful scenery. Morocco's awesome.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so they let's just cut to they meet up with the Americans and it's a race to Hamanatra, baby. Now let's go through the science of this. The reason no one can find Hamanatra is if you have to be there at sunrise, and that is some sort of magic going on where the city does not reveal itself until the sun hits a certain point in the sky, I guess, and all of a sudden, oh, there's a big ass city right here. They don't
So
explain
I
that ever.
and I thought, and I had sort of misremembered this, but I thought that when the mirage of the city appeared and people took off towards it, it was a sort of cursed illusion and you would like all run off a cliff or something. And
Ooh,
Brendan Fraser was going to be like, now that we've seen it, we know the opposite. You go the opposite way of that. But
ooh, I
everyone's so
like
greedy,
this.
they can't resist. And I was like, oh, I love this scene. And then it didn't happen. And I was like, what the fuck was in my brain
You
as to what
rewrote
this
the
scene
movie to
was?
be better because that's a great idea. I love that.
Yeah. Like, and that's why no one ever finds it and no one ever returns, is because they believe they found it, but it's
Wow.
a specific illusion to cause those too greedy to like wait to like go towards a pit of despair or something.
Yep,
No,
doesn't
but they
happen.
run.
They race.
Here's
Camel
here's my
horse
thought.
race.
There's no way these horses after this trek are in a good enough condition to race at a sprint. I don't know why they're racing because they're just going to the same location to then camp out there for
The
weeks.
bet, Vic. They made a bet for $500 in
I guess that's
1920. That's a lot of money.
big money. That's a lot of money. And also, I'm sorry, but camels are significantly better for this expedition, but horses would smoke them on a
I
flat
was
out
gonna say
sprint.
that. I know that horses are much faster.
Way faster. Camels are not fast. I mean, they can lope along. They're not, like if you were trying to catch a camel, it would be difficult on foot, but if you were on a horse, it would not be difficult. I'm sorry. It was fine.
Suspension of disbelief a little bit.
Yeah,
They
it
win the
does though.
race.
That scene when they're running does make you then again reassess how many fucking people are with the Americans. It's like 200 people. It's like the
I said
battle
I
scene
that's what
all
I
over
said. I
again.
already said that. I said that a couple times.
I'm still shocked though. It's still shocking.
Still
Anyway.
shocking, but yes, they got a lot of guys and they're just there to be killed. I can't wait. When we get to the city and whoa,
Hmm.
there's a lot going on in this city. They just start exploring. looking around, and this is when we get like a haunted house. I love it. There's around every corner is weird stuff. Our guy Warden finds these are
Mhm.
strange. These are a strange idea, but these look like jeweled scarabs on the wall.
Yeah, they use some sort of weird, incredibly precise ancient mirror system to light the cave. So like, don't worry, guys. It's not going
Yes,
to be by torchlight.
it's always pretty well lit
It's going to be a really
with
well lit
mirrors.
tomb because of these elaborate mirrors that the Egyptians set up. And then yeah, uh, Gordon like goes off on his own.
And he's like, "Oh, look at this treasure!" It starts popping out this treasure. Ah,
Yeah.
this is not going to end well for him.
No, although I felt like it was pretty accurate because I think that that's actually how most antiquities and treasure was collected, especially back then, was people just found something,
Oh,
knocked it off a wall, and then sold it to the British.
you were
Like,
about to blow my mind. Yeah, I wasn't. You said this is accurate. I thought you meant that these beetles are alive and that there's living beetles encased in jewels that somehow stayed alive for 3,000 years and now are popping out of the jewel and then they can
no.
instantly burrow into your flesh instantly.
I will say that there is a whole history of jewelry of jeweling insects, like literally using um, really, really soft gold to essentially plate various beetles with gold and jewels, and then
Oh,
people would wear them and they'd be living. The thing is that the beetles would die. Like it would kill the beetles, but you could wear them like for an evening.
ew.
Um,
They wanted
yeah,
it alive?
yeah, no, because so there are some that have been done. So you've got the exoskeleton gets like jeweled, and then they're on like little chains which would be attached to like a brooch, and so then the insect would kind of crawl around.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, it's sort of like a display of frivolous wealth and craftsmanship. Like the ability to do something like that is sort of just a display of how much wealth you have, because obviously
It
the
only
thing
lasts
is
for
going to,
one day.
yeah, it's not going to live for very long because of what you've done to it.
Mm.
But it'll crawl around on like a lady's shoulder. I can't remember the era that that was from, but I've definitely seen images of it and depictions of it, and they're pretty crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that's wild. I never knew
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No, but this is just like I didn't understand a lot of things about this beetle, besides, that it's just a cursed evil thing. Um, but how'd it get through his shoe? And why wouldn't it just go down the top of his boot? Why would it crawl between the sole and the where the leather attaches? Just a weird.
These beetles are ravenous after being
Yeah,
stuck in these things for 3,000 years,
yeah.
and they're one of our main bad guys. Flesh eating
Mm-hmm.
beetles.
Oh, and they're not just like flesh eating; they're like flesh burrowing because they sort of get under the skin and then what, head straight for the heart? That what we're supposed to believe is
They go
happening?
up into this guy's brain, it looks like. They go all the way up the neck to the head.
Is that what they do? Yeah, they like go for, like, they don't just eat the outside of you. They burrow in and then they
No.
go for your inner bit.
Inner bits. Yes.
Pretty. And I remembered these scenes and being really freaked out by them as a kid.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
kind of goofy CGI now. Like
Yeah.
they don't look great. They haven't aged super well, but I remember as a kid finding it very scary.
Well, just the idea of it's
Oh,
horrible. But we got a couple
oh,
things
it's
going
so
on.
gross.
So Brendan Fraser and
Hmm.
Evie are finding sarcophagus. And wouldn't you know it, it's got this weird design on it. Almost as if something fits into this that could unlock it. And then they figure out that octagonal thing they got is not only a little treasure map holder, it's a key
Hmm.
that can open anything in this city, apparently. While this is
It's
happening,
inscribed.
the Americans are digging into something else. I don't understand why They just decide to crack into different things, but they know there's something good in this, so they're cracking open some wall. and and this is when
I
they're like,
I
this is when the Egyptologist, this guy is named Egyptologist, by the way. He does not have a name.
another main character who is extremely important at all times, never given a name.
Very strange, but he goes, how about you guys have the diggers open this? And I immediately go, these guys are dead. There is no
Yeah.
way you bring these guys in or anything else. They crack this thing open. They just immediately get, what happens? They get, was it bugs or they just get burned to death
They're
by
burned like some sort of like gas escapes. It looks kind
this
of
is
like a smoke
flesh eating
cloud
gas.
and it burns their flesh off and then later they call it a salt acid.
Mm.
I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Um I did think that this movie came out at around the same time that there was a renewed sort of King Tut phenomenon. I remember there being traveling exhibits about King Tut around the same time that it came out, different museums. And like, I remember as a kid just being so fascinated by the stories of the Egyptian pyramids, and that a lot of people did die the moment they opened them, but not because of booby traps, but because
They didn't die the moment
the
they
inc-
opened them.
well, so some of them did because there would have been gases, like, so they'd die of suffocation. So, like, they'd go down into these caves and they'd open up these sealed tombs. And then essentially, like, imagine a huge amount of carbon monoxide comes out, and then everyone would die of carbon monoxide before
Ah,
they could get out of the tunnel. That was a has happened in different tombs because when the different rooms would get sealed up with different organic matter over so many years, the rooms would fill with noxious gases, and apparently
okay.
it's still a problem with different types of cave diving.
But in the
Fine, I'll
90s,
stop.
we
Not
were
cave
all
diving,
Egypt
scuba.
crazy in the late 90s, guys. I don't know if you remember, but we all loved it. I mean,
Love
we were
it.
trying to dress as pharaohs and priestesses at school. It was fun time.
Apparently when the Roxy, the movie theater that Dan tried to watch this movie at, kind of went under, it was replaced with the Pharaoh complex,
I
an
was gonna
enormous
say if it burned down, it was
Egyptian
because of the
themed.
pharaoh's curse, and they're tempting fate
the,
again.
the Pharaoh complex apparently burnt down, but it was built and it looked like a huge pyramid in the middle of nowhere, Montana.
Nice, classy
Yeah.
Montana. Move over, Las Vegas. Bozeman, Montana wants to keep it classy. Giant
Oh, it
pyramid.
wasn't as big as Bozeman, but yeah, probably. I don't remember, but yeah, gotta have everything Egypt themed.
Yes. And
Big deal.
so these diggers, they die, push their corpses
Hmm.
over. Let's see what treasure we got. And I never understood this. They find, I mean, I assume this is worth some money, but I wouldn't think this is a massive fortune. They find the jars of the mummy's organs in this
The
thing.
canopic, yeah, the canopic jars.
And then our
Um,
Egyptologist finds the Book of the Dead, a book we
yes,
assume they used in Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings to raise Pumpkinhead back.
the same universe.
It's the
Yeah.
same, definitely the same universe. This is what the witch had.
Yeah. The thing I'll say about the canopic jars, because later the Americans make a joke about Evie and um
Oh, you found a gooey mummy? You found a gooey mummy? And they're like, what do you guys got? Just the mummy's organs. We all just have body parts right now.
well, no, the Americans make a joke of guess you can have some extra firewood, which is actually a historic reference to the fact that during this era Egypt, like the people who are anthropologists, did not think the mummies had any value and would burn them as firewood. Like they would
Whoops.
take them out of the sarcophaguses, send the sarcophaguses and the canopic jars and things back because they were worth money, but they did not think the mummies themselves had any
It's
value.
fucking crazy with
And
how
so, yes,
people thought back then. Just like, I need firewood. Let's
they're like,
use this 3,000-year-old corpse to do it. Like, what? I guess you use what you have.
it wasn't uncommon for them to not think the mummies were of any value whatsoever.
Yes, you've said that, Vic. You don't need to. I get it. You don't need to repeat
Did
yourself.
I? I don't think you get it. I don't.
you,
No, I don't think you
you keep
do.
repeating yourself today. I get it. I'm listening. Don't worry.
No, I don't think you are.
I'm
But
laser
did you know
focused.
that they did value the canopic jars?
Okay. Well, these guys really value them. They think they've struck gold with these things, and they're really happy about it. But this is bad news for them. We'll see
Mm-hmm.
why later. But
Mm-hmm.
these guys have the key. Brendan
Well,
Fraser
it
and
says
them.
it. It says it on the
Oh,
box
that's right.
when
Look,
they open
Benny
it.
Benny is there, and they say the box says this shit is super cursed right now, guys. If you open this, be prepared to have everything taken from you. And I forget the wording of this, but there's no way there's hieroglyphics for like it literally says like the mummy will take your organs and regenerate with them.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like he will seek out and reclaim. I want to say the guy uses the word reconstitute. He uses like a
yeah,
really strange
no,
word
I was like,
to
there's
like
no way there's a cartouche that can explain this concept of
but yeah, that
I'm sucking out
anyone
your
who
organs.
opens it, which is also like a weird thing because it sort of implies that like if there had been like 40 people in that room, would it have taken uh the mummy 40 times of absorbing somebody to become whole again? Whereas if it had just been one person who opened the box, he would only have to absorb one person.
That's a good
So
point.
it's a
And
weird curse because
this one just evened out perfectly. To
it
everyone
just
has an
became
organ.
four. It was just four, but the box, the curse says it's anyone in the room.
Yeah.
And
Well, Benny
uh,
doesn't like the sound of that. He gets the hell out
Benny's
of there.
out. Yeah, he's fucking off. Um, but they open up this super cursed thing, and and back with Brennan and Evie, she puts the key in the sarcophagus. Or no, she does. That's the thing is they put it in there and they open it up, but they stand the sarcophagus up to open it, and then they're surprised when the mummy like falls out towards them.
Yeah, they do. I didn't
Like,
realize that. You're right. So
why
the
did you
sarcophagus
stand it?
is on the ground normal. They're like, well, we want this to be as scary as possible when we open it, so let's stand it up. And
First of all, it
then
take like a forklift. The thing is made out of solid onyx or something. It's like a
yeah,
solid black
you're
stone, and the
right.
two of
I
them are just like,
totally
"Don't
didn't think
worry."
about that. Yep, they just stand it up for some
What
reason.
the fuck?
And then yep, wouldn't you know, a corpse pops out of it. Real freaky
Shocking.
looking.
Yeah, and they make a comment on that, like, why is he still so gooey?
He's
Uh,
gooey.
he shouldn't be gooey.
They say
Juicy. I think they use
juicy.
the word juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Juicy
yeah.
mummy.
Um, and then evening falls, right? They go back to their camp. That's kind of all they accomplish that day.
Yes.
And Evie discovers that they have the Book of the Dead, that
Evie,
the
what are
the
you
Americans
doing?
found
What
it.
this is turning into a real what's her name from
Oh, I think.
well, from Pumpkinhead to Blood Wings? What's that girl's name?
Oh,
The girl who knows all about witchcraft.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
lady, you don't read from these crazy Book of Shadows, Book of the Dead kind of books.
I think we kind of skipped, which we don't need to. That the people show up, the protectors show up before she reads from the book, and like a bunch of them get shot, and a bunch of people get shot, and they have like a shootout, and they're like, leave
Yeah, so we have a big
before noon
battle.
or
Oh
something.
yeah, our warden died from that beetle, by the way, guys.
Oh
Sorry to
yeah,
say
he's
that.
dead. He's dead.
No more comedy from him. But
Hmm.
yeah, these protector guys come in. We get another crazy gunfight with all sorts of stuff going on,
And
sword
I'm like, you
fights,
guys are
and
too fucking late. They've already opened. Why didn't you come at any time earlier? What were you doing all day?
this is the problem with cursing someone with immortality and all the powers of the plagues is they have to protect this guy or stop people from finding the mummy.
Forever.
3,000 years they have to do this. It's like,
Forever.
why can you just kill this guy and say, enough's enough? He's dead. We punished him. Why do this? Now these guys have to
Right.
constantly be killing people and scaring people away. It's a bad plan as a punishment. It's the work involved, the manpower for generations. These guys have to do this, and then yeah, they're late coming in. I guess they were licking their wounds from the boat fight.
They're pretty nonchalant about the number of their own people who are killed because they get the drop on this camp. They're all like asleep, and yet still none of the main characters die. There's
No,
still an enormous amount of workers for the Americans, and it looks like these guys just decimated their forces and then were like, and we'll be back. And I'm like, it's not much of a threat. How many of there can there possibly be left?
there's a.
Brendan Fraser shot most of you.
I guess there's a lot. They're always recruiting people. I don't know how this
Always
works. It's a
recruiting.
terrible sort of. Again, just don't curse people like this, guys. It doesn't pay off. It's stupid. But yep, then she reads from the Book of the Dead. Just happens to read the worst part of it, how to bring back a mummy to life.
Yeah, it's right on the cover, which I think
That's
is
bad.
like
That's a bad way to write a Book of the
bold.
Dead, guys.
Like, hey, this curse will destroy the entire earth and it needs to be protected. And we have this enormous book that you have to have this special secret key in order to open. But don't put the curse on the inside with maybe an explanation about how you
Are
shouldn't
you
read
sure
it.
she doesn't
Put it
open
on
it
the
for this one?
cover. No, she doesn't open it yet. She's like looking at, because I she's like looking at the cover, I'm pretty sure.
I
Or
know
maybe she just
later.
opens it immediately to the page where that
I
is
think that she
there.
opens it for
Maybe
this
she
part.
opens it.
And yes, she goes, Yatue, Yatue. Like, come on, lady, don't say that part. The mummy's awake now.
And then the Egyptologist bolts awake and screams, "Do not read from the Book of the Dead!
Did
Or
you
do not read
recognize the
aloud!"
Egyptologist, Vic?
No, who is that?
He's a 90s classic.
Who was it?
He's the father of the kid in Jumanji, the guy who runs the shoe store, the original Jumanji, or the
Is
shoe
he
factory.
really?
Yes.
Wow. That's a good movie. I love the original Jumanji.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. I'm remembering the whole shoe factory part. Maybe that was a little
Yeah, it's a
scarring.
fucking weird movie.
I didn't like that part. Anywho,
The uh the true evil in this world is not cursing a man who slept with some other man's wife to immortal plagueness. It's women being able to read. The
okay.
Egyptians couldn't have foreseen that women would eventually be capable of reading. So how could they have known that this would happen?
All right. This is Vic's stance. I am not backing her on this.
If
I
women,
support literate women.
all the evils of this movie are kicked off by a woman reading.
That is somewhat true, but there's a lot of people at fault for this one. I blame
Yeah,
ancient Egyptians personally. Stop with don't all them curses. Come on, guys.
they're pretty fucked up. And then every single time something deeply creepy and weird happens, Evie is just like, I only believe in what I can see. You didn't hear and see that weird wind that screamed at you when you opened the book. You opened the book and a big wind rushed by and it was like, ah, like as if souls in torment were screaming in a nether realm. And you're like, yeah, let's just keep reading. It's fine.
Coincidence? I don't
Coincidence.
know. But the
Uh,
mummy is alive. He turns from a puppet to a CG for a second and yells, and now we get sort of on and off with the bad CGI on mummies here.
it's, I'll say that his CGI is more offensive
Yeah.
than, like, which is unfortunate because he's the main character and he gets a lot of airtime,
Yep. They
and
got a
his CGI is
little cocky with this, but he's
not
not too
great.
bad in this part because it's still dark. So it wasn't
Hmm.
that bad. And this is why for me, guys, if you're a little bit younger, this would have been a very scarring part. He
Oh
wants his
yeah.
organs. And not just the ones in the jars. He wants the organs of the guys that open those jars. And our
Hmm.
first American gets caught. Everyone's running. This one guy wears glasses. He falls. His glasses break.
My
I wrote
glasses.
down, yep, he has a
Help
Velma
me.
moment,
Run. My
guys.
glasses.
My glasses. I can't see a thing without my glasses. He's a real Velma.
You're just like, he's walking around. He's walking around like he's completely blind. And I'm like, you went on this crazy ass gun shooting Egypt adventure. How bad is your vision? Like he's
Well,
staggering
he had
around like,
glasses. Why he was fine. He thought he'd be
I
fine.
guess,
You're saying the vision impaired
pretty
can't go
fucking.
on adventures? Jeez, Vic.
It's just a surprising that he seems to have forgotten. I mean, as somebody who wears pretty strong contacts, I don't suddenly also forget how to walk. Like I'm not completely blind to light and where gravity is affecting
He's
me.
basically in a tomb right now. It was dark, and he's pretty blind, and he sees a figure. Oh, hey, can you help me, dude? You're talking to a mummy right now.
Yeah.
Open your open your blind eyes. You are talking to a mummy right now, and we come up on him later. Holy shit! Brendan Fraser walks up and he finds this guy in the dirt.
I think Evie is the one who finds him
they,
first.
they they're together, right? Well, whatever.
Uh, yeah, it's like Evie
Our
finds
main
him.
characters find
Yeah,
him, and he goes, "My eyes! He took my eyes!" And then he goes, "Oh, and I took my tongue, just in case you were confused on why I'm sounding like this. They took my tongue too." It's like,
mm-hmm.
thank you for that exposition. I was a little
Clarifying.
I was a little confused, but the mummy sucked out his tongue and eyes, and
Yeah,
then
and the mummy says something to Evie because he realizes that Evie.
yes, I remember what he said.
See, this is the thing is there wasn't subtitles on this.
It wasn't for me either, but I did remember. He goes, it's he basically just says, "Oh, it's you, Anoxana Moon," his
Yes.
girlfriend. So you're like, well, she's not Anoxana Moon. She doesn't even look like her. But he's got a plan for her that's gonna come back
Mm-hmm.
later. But Brendan Fraser shoots him with a shotgun, seeming to do a lot of damage. They run, or they get the guy with no eyes. I think they grab him, right?
Yeah, they collect
him
him, and
they
then
get
they
him out
get
of
out
there.
there, and our kind of guardsmen of the temple are back, and they're like, "What have you done?
Not
Get
only
out
did
of
you, yeah,
here!"
they said you guys got to leave or we'll kill you all. Not only did you not leave, you're reading from the Book of the Dead. Are you serious right now?
Right. Um.
You guys gotta be kidding me, is what he says.
So they haul ass out of there, leaving one character behind. Benny's left behind.
This is pretty funny. I am not sure about, I am going to be careful about this part though, because I'm not, I'm not crazy about what he does here. But at the time when I saw it as
Oh
a kid, it was
no,
pretty funny.
it's I'll say that in a character trope that is reminiscent of Dumbo Drop. Um, I think Dumbo Drop is older, so it may have been stolen from Dumbo Drop. Benny has every single sort of religious iconography imaginable on him.
Yeah, so this is pretty funny at for the mummy's about to, I don't know, suck his eyes out or whatever.
Something.
And he pulls out a cross and he starts saying, the Lord's prayer or whatever. And the mummy's still coming at him. So he like reaches down to his chain and he's got all these figurines on it. And he does like a Buddhist prayer or like a Hindu prayer or Buddhist prayer. He does the Muslim prayer. And he
Yeah,
goes through and like a Tao prayer, a Taoism thing, I think, at the end.
the
It's Chinese.
the thing for the subtitles had all these different languages, and then when he got to the Chinese one, it just said speaking gibberish.
Yeah,
I
so
was
we're
like,
like, oh
because it
boy.
doesn't sound like real Chinese. It sounds like you're speaking a racial version of Chinese.
Yes, not great. And then we
Not
get
great.
to the Jewish Star of David, and he
Hmm.
starts speaking in Hebrew. And I remember what the mummy says.
See, I couldn't tell what the mummy said.
He
I just
goes,
remembered.
the language of the slaves. So we're going back to Old Testament here.
Yeah, yeah. I did get that. You still get that with just visual cues, but you're kind of like, ugh, ugh. Well, here we go,
So
I
he's like, you
guess.
know what? This guy can help me out. And he magically shows him some gold in his hand. I don't know where he gets his gold. He doesn't have pockets. Uh, but he
Yeah,
has it
you
in his
don't want
hands
to
all
know
of a
where he
sudden.
was
Yeah.
keeping that gold.
Nature's
Was
pocket.
inside something that used to be an organ.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But Benny's now his official assistant for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, the CGI. I just wrote at this point, CGI is not great.
No, no.
There's some scenes.
Yeah, all of this is pretty rough. It's just good enough that I'm
Hmm.
not like, I don't know. It's whatever.
I will say that at this point, when I was watching, I checked how far we were into the movie, and I'm going to be honest, not nearly far enough. I had forgotten just how fucking long this film is. And it's like a lot's going on. It's pretty high action, but at a certain point, you're like, oh my God, what are we doing now? Like, why do we have to go all the way back to, it just takes a really long time, I feel, to like
Yes. Are
accomplish
you
each of these
saying we
things.
don't have to go through every scene in this movie? Because I'm fine with that.
Let's just skip towards they're back in the city and Evie's not allowed to, they all realize they need to figure something out. Evie wants to go back to try and fix it. They're like, no. The only thing I wrote down here is that there's a scene where they've locked her in her room
Yes.
and the Pharaoh guy still gets there. And the way he gets into the room, instead of just like opening the doors with his enormous strength that he definitely has, because it's just like two wooden French doors, it feels like he could blow them out. He turns himself into sand and the doorknob sort of pisses sand into a pile and then he reconstitutes himself on the other side.
Yep. That this seemed like they just wanted to do this scene. They're like, that's cool. Let's do it. Because at the same time, he's also getting organs back, and you're just kind of like, weren't you trying to get more hydrated? And now you're becoming dry sand?
Well, and there's times where they escape him and he can't, like, and they block his path with things. And I'm like, but if he can just turn into sand, how are you stopping him from getting through? How come sometimes a door will delay him, but this time it doesn't delay him at all?
I don't know what you're
I
talking
don't,
about.
his
What door? I don't remember him busting
powers
through
make
any
no
doors.
sense.
Doors hold him.
Well,
He can't. He can't bust through doors. That's not one of his powers.
he can't,
But he can do a lot of other stuff.
he can turn
So
to
at
sand,
least let's set
he can turn
that.
to sand.
So what the mummy is doing now? So they went back to, I don't know, the main city, and they don't. I don't think Thebes, maybe. I don't know, but they're
Yeah,
in
the
a big
locusts
city.
start
There's a lot of, but
and the
what
blood
the whole thing
starts.
is, they know the mummy's after these guys who opened the chest and got these jars, and they do the worst fucking job of keeping these guys alive. They know the mummy's after them,
Horrific.
and we just get scene after scene of, let's go to a bar. I need a drink. They're constantly drinking, constantly splitting up. They leave guys by themselves all
Yeah,
the time. So the mummy
it's
is getting them organs back easily.
it's insane how piss poor a job of protecting anyone anybody does in this movie. And there are scenes where it's like they could go back and save the guy or defend the guy. And instead they're like, well, too much, too bad. Guess he's
Yeah,
gone
so
now. And it's like if he gets all of them,
the
the
world is gonna
world
end.
ends.
Oh yeah, we forgot
And
to say this
you
is a
don't feel
world-ending mummy. World-ending mummy. This guy doesn't just work local. He's gonna go global.
and you don't feel like it's important to go back and get him. They're like, no, there's nothing we can do. And the only solution anybody ever has is shooting the mummy, which has
Well,
never done anything.
we're a bunch of drunk Americans. Of course, we're gonna shoot him. It's gotta
They
work
just,
eventually.
and they discover when the mummy breaks in to like make out with an unconscious Evie, which is creepy as shit, they discover that he's afraid of cats. And the
Yes.
guy is like, oh yeah, he'll be afraid of him until he's fully transformed.
First
Why
thing you
aren't they
do,
just getting a bunch of cats?
get some cats.
Get some fucking cats.
That's a
These men,
huge weakness. He can't even stand the sight of a cat. He runs
he has to
away.
flee. He has
It's
to
like,
flee the
dude,
cat.
I'm sure the city's rotten with cats. Get as many as you can. Carry them in
I
little papooses with you.
like get yourself like cat clothing. Draw like if he's literally scared of cats, get yourself there's cat statues all over Egypt. Get yourself some fucking cats.
No,
They
they
do
don't.
nothing.
They have one
They do
white cat,
nothing.
and they use him once.
Once. And it's not even to save any of the guys before he's fully transformed. It's to save Evie,
Yeah.
which is a huge fucking waste of time because then she just surrenders.
Yes.
It's
Before we
really
get to that,
infatuating.
we
They go to
no,
the
no, no.
thing.
This is fine. I do want to jump to that.
Ugh.
We got to remember Winston gets introduced into the weirdest scene in the movie where they're at a bar, of course, and this super drunk fat British guy in like an old timey like Air Force uniform is drunkenly stumbling around with this big belly dancer, and he just has
Yeah,
this
like
scene of
I don't like
he
the
just
optics on any of this.
he's
It's like
he is
why
a fat drunk. He's got this big belly dancer around his arm, and he's just pontificating to no one apparently how he wishes he died in World War I. And we need to set the stage for this for some reason. It was so
he
strange. They act like this character's been in the movie the entire time. Like
I know because he
Brendan
knows
Fraser, yeah, he
everybody.
knows. Brendan Fraser's like, oh, Winston, how the hell you doing? You
O'Connell.
know, O'Connor.
Yeah,
They act like they're old friends, and this is the only scene he's in until later. But yes, so cut out of that. Yes, they're being
oh
chased
my
by the
god.
mummy. They got one of their only Americans still alive. The other guys have all been drained. The Egyptologist has been drained. We're all
Yeah,
drained. We got curator is back though to help them. The main guy from the Guardians is there too. They got a whole crew together now.
turns out the Egyptologist was one of these protectors all along.
No, not the Egyptologist, the curator.
The curator,
Don't get
sorry.
our characters we care so much for.
Oh, the unnamed characters. So hard to keep track of them.
The
Yes, the
guy that
curator
burnt
of the
the map.
museum that burnt the map. He did it on purpose because he didn't want everyone to go there and bring this curse about. But he didn't do anything further to stop it, which is just, again, these guys suck at protecting
Well, what would you want him to
this
do?
map because
Kill
they're
Evie? Is
clearly,
that what you would have done?
or Jonathan, yeah, or both of them. They've killed like 80 other people. They've killed so many people. And when they're point blank, Evie asks them, "So you think it's okay to kill people to keep them from going there?" And both of them answer simultaneously, "Yes." And it's like, okay, well then you should have killed these people like
He
immediately.
couldn't do that. Her mother and father were their biggest patrons to the museum. He can't kill her.
Not even friends, not even like, because there's this whole thing about how Evie's mom like is Egyptian. There's no like this is her uncle from her mother's side. It's just they donated to this museum.
Yes.
Okay. I don't, my dad donated to the youth opera here in Sarasota. I don't think that I could go to them and they would take me in as an orphan.
Well, you should
Like, what
try.
the fuck? I should try. See if the Sarasota Youth Opera will support me in my future
Hey, you're
because
learning
my
to
dad
sing.
donated.
You're learning
I
to
am learning to
sing.
sing.
You could
I
be in
am.
it.
Oh man. So she has to read this tablet. They can't just go back. She takes forever to read the tablet.
Oh,
Now,
the plagues of Egypt are happening. By the way, we get locusts, we
yeah, the
get
sun's
blood.
blocked out.
All their
The
liquor turns to blood. Probably the worst plague. and then,
the
and I
people,
forgot about this part. The people on our main characters for no explainable reason. Everyone else in the city
no,
turns into, they say, the sores and pestilence or whatever from the plague. I don't think in the Bible, yeah,
boils and sores.
in the Bible, I don't think the people turn into zombies when that happens, but for some reason in this one, the
No,
boils cause them to
he has
also
mind
be, yeah,
control.
they're now mind controlled.
and they're zombies, and they're not intelligent ones because you could just walk through them also mumbling and sort of emotet,
Yep, Jonathan pulls a
emotet. Like
fast one on him and he pretends to be
that
a zombie and it tricks them for a little bit.
that's enough. And it raises a lot of questions like why does Imhotep even have Benny if he could have just mind controlled hundreds, if not thousands of people?
Well, because
Why does he
he
need
gets more
Benny?
powerful with the Jorgen. So at first he didn't have that power.
Maybe he gets more powerful with each
Also,
organ, except he stops
he
using his
can't control main
powers.
characters. Benny's the main character. Them's the rules.
I think he can't control white people
Oh, damn it. I knew you were
because
gonna
he
go
can't
there.
seem to. The only people who get bodied by this guy are other Egyptians. It is
I
just
think Curator is
no one in
technically
the main
Egyptian.
cast.
Curator and the lead guy of the
And the protector, but maybe it's
yeah,
because, but be, but because they're like part of this lineage that's existed to fight him.
I don't know. Unexplained.
Unexplained, but only your common man is affected by the boils and sores and mind control.
Yes.
No one in the cast.
So what you were talking about earlier
And now we're back
happens.
at
There
Winston.
the car wait. The
Oh
car
yeah.
chase where we lose our
Ugh.
American, and I assume this is where you're like, turn around and get him. But they just keep going after he falls out of the car.
There's First of all, it's insane that they don't take bigger precautions of protecting him when they're in the car
Mm-hmm.
because he's the only thing keeping this guy from fully transforming. And he calls out for help and they don't help him. He gets dragged off of the car and they do not stop to go get him. It In the scene, it takes a little while for him to become surrounded. It feels like they could have gone back and gotten him. And
I
they
don't
don't.
think so, Vic. There
They
was
just
like
move on.
hundreds of zombies there by then. They would have
But
died.
there's by the time he gets killed, but they have the car, like when he gets knocked off the car, it doesn't because they're shamblers. They're not
Vic,
really
this
running
is a
zombies.
1920s automobile. what do you how fast do you think it
Uh,
goes? How long does it take to turn that thing around? I am sure they would have been swarmed by the time they got that
I don't know,
jalopy back.
man. They're gonna be dead anyway. He's the only hope is keeping this guy alive.
Well, that's
And
not
they just are like,
true.
well,
We
fuck
find
it.
that out later. But he gets sucked
Yeah,
dry, and we got a full-fledged mummy guy now. He's got all his organs and
yeah,
juices back, and he
yeah.
corners our main characters. They run over as many innocent people as they can who are you would think might want to be cured. There's a possibility, but
No,
they run over zombie
no.
people and then finally are stopped. And that's when Evie says he wants me, and they cut a deal with the mummy. They'll take her if they just let him take her, they'll let him live. The rest of the guys live. And this is where I know we all loved Curator, but in a move that just suggests your time is done in this movie now, please kill yourself.
In a
They're
move
all
where
in.
it's like they should all be able to just jump down this hole in the amount of time that they have. Dan was also, we were sitting there and Dan's like, why is he just choosing to die here? I'm
We
like, I
don't need him in
don't
the
know.
movie anymore, is why. And it's time for you to go, Curator. So he whips out this giant sword I didn't even know he had, and he just starts hacking zombies to death. And Brendan Fraser's like, come on, get in the hole, get in the manhole. He doesn't even say anything. He just keeps hacking, and Brendan Fraser's like, all right, I'm leaving. He jumps down, and then our guy gets ripped apart by zombies.
Also, somebody should have made a little bit of a perception check here to notice that bullets have done nothing to anyone this whole time, yet everyone continues to shoot them, despite the fact that they have never effectively done anything. And this sword is doing damage. So,
Vic,
what do we
I'm
learn?
gonna have to call you on this. You can kill. These are real humans. That's what I was saying. So that you can shoot them and they
Mm,
die. The American guy actually does fully unload on them, kills about a dozen of them before he gets overwhelmed and he
maybe
runs
there's
out of
just so
ammo.
many of them.
Yes. So you can kill these
Swords are
people
just
because they're real people. And they're
so
innocent people taken over by the mummy. We just kill them left and right. Who
kill them.
cares?
It just seemed a lot more effective. The sword seemed a lot more effective than
Well,
them
this is
shooting.
curator is awesome. That's why, and
Gotcha.
he's gone too soon. I wish he was in it more.
They escape to our fat British man, and in a picture that is the entire essence as to why people hate colonialism, he is sitting atop a sand dune with a Egyptian slave question mark
Personal
holding
assistant.
a elaborate umbrella while he listens to music on a gigantic golden gramophone
Yes,
drinking
Victrola.
tea. It's really like this is why people, this is the type of shit that only a British person can do to elicit an enormous amount of rage from almost every culture on earth.
Yeah, and then the fact he makes them hike up this sand dune to do it too. It's like, why do we have to be on
What?
top of this sand dune and haul all your shit up here?
It's intense.
But he's at an airfield. He's a pilot. He was a pilot in World War I. That is why it was necessary. We got that scene with him randomly in
Mhm.
that bar. Because,
We needed a pilot,
yes.
so here's one. And I think that they, for whatever reason, were like, he's definitely going to die, but we need people to not be too hung up on that. So let's make him want to die. That
Yep.
won't be
He
problematic.
wants to die in battle. He's wasting away with liquor. And it's just like, find another thing to do, man. Like, your life's not over. But no, he's a fat drunk. We want him to die. So it's all good.
I'm
But
sorry.
no, don't be sorry. It's what we all want. He wants it. We want it. And he straps our characters to a plane, a biplane. This was wild. And they're
Yeah.
just strapped to the wings. And then, of course, O'Connor's in the gunner behind him. So he's got a nice seat. Jonathan's screaming. He's losing his mind. They both have like goggles on. It's pretty funny. And he's
But
like,
the leader of like the protector clan is giddy.
he
It's like he's
loves it.
shown
I
no
was,
emotion this whole time. And then on the plane, he's like big grin,
yeah, I love that part.
smiling ear to ear, having the time of his life.
Yeah. He's a thrill
Like,
seeker. He's never been in the air
all
like
right.
that.
And then we get a scene where Benny and Evie are sort of ejected from a sand tornado,
I call it a
which
mummy
begs the
NATO.
question,
Mummy NATO.
a mummy NATO.
Which I
Oh,
love.
you know
So
how much I love it.
I thought you would.
I love it when tornado words have other words because they've got other things in them. I
Yep.
love a compound tornado word. Yeah.
I thought you were about to complain about this. You haven't known.
No, no. My note on this is, does this imply that they were spinning in that like
I was
the
thinking the
whole way
same
across
thing.
the
They are riding a tornado across the desert and get flung out of it eventually. You're like, what was it like riding in that thing?
How long were they in it? Why
Were
did
they
they vomit it?
spinning the entire time? Were they in the center and just sort of held there by air? It's a
Yes.
wild way to get around.
I mean, it really begs more questions than it answers.
Unclear what was going on in that NATO, but
Um,
they're spit out and they're about to get to Hamanatra, and then they see the plane. Oh, this last quarter of the movie is Evie just finally going, "Oh, Connor." Oh,
yeah,
she's just,
her dialogue shrinks down to just saying the word O'Connor in different desperate
oh
tones.
yeah, she's full on loving him
But
now, and just the mere thought of him in that plane, she's getting gooey.
we see the ew, oh, oh, that's the soundbite for this one. You saying she's getting gooey. That's got to be the clip out of this one. That's horrifying.
I'll be the one to decide. I get that privilege.
Too. Uh, the mummy decides to go after this plane in what has to be the strongest showing of his immense power in the movie so far, which is the tsunami wave of sand with
Yep.
his face in it.
Yeah.
An insane amount of power and magic. And our guys shoot the sand with a gun.
Yep.
That's what they think is going to help.
Again, Vic, okay. All these guys are half drunk. The pilot's probably full drunk.
The pilot's probably
Winston,
already dead.
Winston's
Winston
probably
probably
yes.
died of a heart condition before this even got started.
Yep.
He's been dead and the plane's been coasting for a while.
You're in the
Like,
20s, you got guns, you're half drunk, you're gonna try shooting whatever problems you have away. They try shooting the sand face, it does not work.
shocking.
And yep, they're about to get eaten by sand, which ooh, talk about getting sand all over you.
I mean, I guess it's just I wish that there had been a scene where they showed what would have happened if you got eaten by the sand because they
Well, I
don't.
assume your flesh would be flayed from your body with all the rough sand getting swirled
Yeah,
around.
so fucking show it. They show every other gruesome, gory detail in this, but like they this sand doesn't seem to ever actually threaten anybody. Because no
Well,
one
they've
is ever really killed by the sand. It's like his mode of transport. He doesn't do anything with it.
all right. I mean,
Like, why didn't he stop them before? Like, if he had this ability to do that, he could have stopped them before they even left the city.
well, he didn't know they were in a plane. What are you talking
I don't
about?
know. He was chasing them down. Like, why use these shambling idiot zombies when you can just command a sand tornado or like a sand tsunami?
I don't know what you
I,
mean. I don't
I
know.
don't.
I get it. I think he was about to get
Uh,
him with the sand. Evie knows the one way to stop what how do you stop a giant sand mouth from eating your boyfriend? You gotta kiss the
you
guy
plug it up
making
with your own mouth.
yes. You gotta plug up the mummy's mouth with your own. Oh my.
Yeah.
That's how you kiss? Oh god.
That's how I imagined she did it.
Well,
Um,
she gives him a smooch. Imhotep's like, oh damn.
yeah, even though
Loving
this
it.
isn't even his girlfriend, this is this is who he's going to use as a human sacrifice for his girlfriend.
That is what is
But
also weird. He's keeps treating her like she's already his girlfriend, like with her mind and everything, but not. You are literally gonna stab her to death and have her girlfriend.
so I felt like there was some cut out of the movie exposition where her mother was a descendant of the girlfriend. And there was a reason why it had to be her and not just any woman. Because if it could have been just any woman, there would have been no reason to go to all this trouble to get her.
It's true.
So
And
like
you're right. They
I
never really
wanted there
explain
to
why
be,
it's gotta be her.
but they have that weird line where they're like, and my mother was Egyptian and her whole family was like from this region. She has this weird line where she says that, but then that doesn't mean anything.
She was
And so I
also
kind
drunk
of,
when she said it.
she was drunk when she said it, but I also, I like kind of thought like, are they trying to imply that she has some sort of connection to the original girlfriend, but it's never said. Um,
Yep.
but that would have made more sense, I think.
But the kiss
Whatever.
works, kind of.
Kind of.
The plane still catches fire and crashes.
Hmm.
And don't worry, our main guys are good. They're all alive. Winston is dead as a doornail.
No idea how the people on the wings could have possibly
I knew you were
survived
gonna.
that
I knew you were gonna have a
crash,
problem with that. Yep, they're
but
fine.
they're
Face
fine.
first, face first into the desert floor. They're face first. but they are fine. They don't even have a
They're
neck
fine.
problems after that.
No, nobody's got
And
whiplash.
but
Nobody's got
Winston in the cockpit, dead. You're probably right. He probably died of alcohol poisoning before
got
he
a
ever hit the
big
ground.
smile on his
He's
face. I don't
literally
think.
happy as a clam. And we just give him a salute. Winston, we're glad you're dead. You're glad you're dead. We can all move on.
And then his plane, but just the center part, not any of the other debris, sinks completely vertical into the sand like the sinking of the Titanic.
So wild.
What the
Who
fuck?
is this character? Why do they just so he has a send off? Like this guy has been in the movie for 4 minutes. What is this?
And they do this, and they're like, it's quicksand, and I was like, oh, is Imhotep gonna turn like all the sand around the temple into quicksand so no one can approach him while he's doing this ritual? No, it's just that one tiny little patch around the airplane. Don't ask questions. They get about 15 feet away, fucking fine. It just,
Well, that's quicksand. That's quicksand for you, Vic.
they crashed into that one section of
This
desert
is
that was
it. That's what I'm
quicksand.
saying. It was literally so we could just give Winston the send off that he deserves, and we're like, this guy hasn't been in the movie at all. Who
I,
cares?
I will say that as a child, though, that was totally believable because as a child, I definitely thought quicksand was very common, very deadly, and would suddenly engulf you with no
This is
warning.
a classic John Mulaney bit he does in his stand up
Yeah,
where, as a kid, I always thought quicksand would be a much bigger problem in life. And he's right. Johnny
yeah,
Quest, all these shows, quicksands everywhere. Watch
Looney
out.
Tunes, Looney Tunes, it's everywhere. And then as an adult, you find out like not really. There have to be super specific conditions for it, and even if you're there, it's not going to eat you. It's
No,
not going to envelop your whole body.
I've gone to many deserts looking for snakes, and quicksand has never been a problem for me and my friends. Thank God.
No, because it's very specific and it's not that deadly when you're in it.
Oh, oh, that's where you're wrong.
Oh my God. Am I?
I don't think you'd last long. You think quicksand's not a big problem?
My under my
Now
understanding
you
is
think
that
you
quick
could survive
well, so my understanding is that the first thing about quicksand is that you just don't struggle in it
it?
because that tends to
Mm-hmm.
sink you deeper. And then my second understanding of it is that quicksand is usually a condition because of an amount of moisture trapped between a rock bed and some sand, and it's causing the sand to almost kind of liquefy. And it's almost never particularly deep. Like in order for the moisture to be held there, the quicksand is very rarely deeper than about 3 or 4 feet. So an average full height person could not be buried in quicksand because even if you sank all the way to the bottom, in order for the condition to be there, it's probably not that deep of a patch of quicksand.
All right, Vic. I guess you're
That's my
good
understanding of
then.
quicksand.
You're just gonna what? Stand there? How are you getting out? I'm not there to help
You,
you.
it's first of all, if you're hiking alone in the desert, you have bigger problems than quicksand. It's a terribly dangerous thing to
I
do.
got into Winston's liquor. I'm nowhere to be found.
You're out. Yeah,
I'm passed
yeah.
out drunk. What are you gonna do then? You don't have a way out.
It's from things I've seen, it's similar to when you're on ice that's cracking.
Okay,
You
so
kind
you're
of
just gonna lie face down in the
yeah,
sand,
you no,
and
not
then
face down. What's wrong with
and
you?
then
Face
army
down.
crawl your way out. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
you actually lay down on your back and you sort of because distributing your
Oh,
surface
smart,
area makes it so that you don't sink and then you
Sl-
sort of swim off of it. No, I'm
smart.
sorry.
Not to put your face in it.
You grew you grew up during the 90s and immediately didn't look up how to survive quicksand the moment the internet became available to you?
You pretty much always need someone to pull you out, I think. But
Well, I
you're
think
gonna backstroke your way out. Okay.
they kind of say that that's one of the main things is that like a leg will get stuck in and it's very hard to get it out, which is why if you
Mm-hmm.
sit down and distribute your weight, you can usually slowly shuffle the limbs that are stuck up, but you just have to be really slow about it.
All
Um,
right, listeners, hit us in the comments if you think Vic is right. Or no,
yeah, or
actually
wrong.
don't. Actually don't.
Hey, either way.
if you've done this,
What?
let us know. I want to know hear from you.
If
You're
you've
saying
done
this is
it.
the way to get out. You're saying this is the way to get out. Someone must
Yeah,
have
I'm
done
also
it.
saying it's very rare. We have like 10 listeners. I don't know if any of them
That's
have
not true,
encountered
guys. We
quicksand.
have thousands of listeners. Don't worry about that.
Well, one day.
Legions. I would say legions of followers.
Legions.
But let's
Yeah.
get back to
Yeah.
this
Well,
goddamn movie.
uh, we have
Jonathan has
to.
a Jonathan has a funny line. Oh wait, this is way earlier. I haven't been following this at all. But, I got a few just quick funny things.
Yeah, go for it.
One, Jonathan says, when O'Connor's trying to get him to like, they got to go like, I don't know, find some guy or save him, and the Americans and Jonathan are sitting outside Evie's door. John's like, Jonathan goes, I thought I would just stay the fort and reconnoiter. I,
Yeah,
re-
reconnoiter.
I really like that line.
Yeah.
Reconnoiter. And one
Yeah,
other
it's
thing
good.
is when the or no, when the last American gets his organs sucked out and he's surrounded by all the zombie guys. It
Mm-hmm.
starts zooming in on the zombies, and there's one zombie guy that kind of like raises his eyebrows, like, "Oh damn!" Like everyone else has this blank look on their face. He's like really like, "Oh, I'm seeing some shit right now." Like that's really funny.
Oh my God. Um, yeah, I just wrote again in my notes that all of this could have been avoided if they just killed this guy normally. Like if they had just killed this guy normally.
Jesus, Vic, you would have just killed all the Americans.
No, the Imhotep. Like I just at this point while I was watching the film, I was getting pretty tired and I was like, why would the ancient Egyptians have done this? Just kill this guy.
Oh
He can't
yeah.
possibly be the first guy who ever slept with someone's wife. Like, this can't be the first time Egyptians have
Well, they
ever been
murdered.
like,
Don't forget that he did murder a pharaoh. He helped murder.
she murdered a
They both.
pharaoh.
They both did.
I
They
guess
both stabbed him.
they both did.
Can
That's
I
the
say?
first
Can I
time
say? I
Egyptians had ever
distinctly.
encountered murder.
I'll save this for the end. But we we do. We can skip all this. There's a bunch of crazy
Ugh,
action in this temple. They're uh Imhotep's raising like mini mummies that
yeah.
so we
They
get a lot of
discover the treasure room.
there is a bunch of treasure. Benny has found the treasure. He's loading up with treasure. We we get a lot of mixes here between some cool real mummies and some shitty CGI mummies, sort of flip flopping back and
Yeah.
forth.
And like the beetles are back and scurrying about. And
Got beetles. We got mummies with swords. They're like mummies with actual weapons now. Holy shit!
Evie is like on some sort of altar for this ritual, and she is somehow unconscious and is waking up. I don't know what knocked her unconscious, but she wakes up and there's a rat on top of her, and
Yep.
that's a bridge too far. She's like freaking out that
I
there's
would
a
freak
rat
out
on her.
too, Vic. Full-grown rat sitting on your belly while you're chained up. I'd be freaking out at that.
She doesn't freak out about the actual mummy tied up next to
Yes,
her.
she does, Vic. Yes, she
No, she's still
does.
freaking out about
You
the rat.
know she's not. You know she freaks out that the rat hops off, she turns over, then sees the
Uh,
mummy dead woman next to her and screams at that. Someone was
uh,
getting cranky at the end of this movie.
I was getting cranky. This movie is like 2.5 hours long.
It is
The
way
movie is
longer than
so
I thought,
long.
but they gotta cram all this stuff in. We need all the
Ugh,
plagues in there. I don't know why.
Jesus.
We need all
It's
the plagues.
just so much. There's camels outside. I don't know why, but there's camels outside, and Benny starts loading gold onto one of them from the treasure room. And you're like, where the fuck did these camels come from?
They must have been from the earlier
There?
expedition. I don't know.
They just got left,
Yeah.
just hanging out, chilling, fully saddled. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess. Um, I also didn't understand why Imhotep didn't need a human sacrifice when he tried to revive her first time, but he does need one now.
because she was still fleshy back then.
I guess he needs the flesh off of this woman.
He needs to regooify her
But why doesn't she need like some 4 or 5 people to regooify her the way he did? Why did he take like 5 people?
because he's a super mummy and she's a
I
regular
guess
mummy. Pretty simple stuff here, Vic. I don't understand why you're questioning it.
they realize that guns don't work finally, or they run out of bullets. I'm not sure, but
The guns work on
O'Connor gets
the
a sword.
guns work on the mini mummy.
No, they don't. The mini
Well, they
mummies keep
kind of do.
moving,
They kind
and
of
they
work.
they start his their hands start moving and stuff. They don't really work, and then the swords work better. He gets a sword.
This is, I mean, Mummies 101, guys. You want a big ass sword where you can dismember them quick. I mean, a bullet like a shotgun
Yeah,
works kind of because it explodes the mummy a little bit,
a
but
shotgun would have worked.
pistol rounds
Hmm.
don't work at all.
Yeah,
But a lot of action, and this is
Jonathan.
what?
Oh, I was gonna say Jonathan being a pickpocket comes into play again.
Yes, so
It's like been a thing that they've
Imhotep.
randomly said that Jonathan can pickpocket people.
Well, he did it earlier. He's been
Yeah,
doing
but
it the
it's
whole
been
movie.
unimportant since like the beginning of the movie.
This is what we call a great callback, Vic. When a skill that you didn't think was that important in the beginning comes back
Now.
in the end and makes him a hero. He gets the key from Imhotep. Imhotep had the
Hmm.
key, by the way. And
Yeah.
guess what? We have another book. And again, I feel like this was cut out. They're picking away at this wall and they find the book. Did they ever explain why they knew the book was in there?
Yeah, when they're at the museum, she reads it from this big stela, like this huge
Right. But
wooden like
how did they
stone,
know it was there in that spot they're picking at?
because they knew that the Americans had found it under the statue, under this one specific statue. And
Oh,
so she reads it and is like, if that book was under this statue and it says this other statue, then it must be. So she knew which statue it was in, and they opened it the same way the Americans did. Now, why the Americans opened that statue to begin with, fuck knows.
yes.
There's no telling why the Americans looked at that, base of that statue and was like, I think this is actually a way to open it, because it
But
didn't
did
look like that visually.
no. And but do they ever say, "Oh, there's the statue with the book under it"?
Yes,
They
except
did.
it's a total throwaway. When they're in
Oh,
the treasure room, there's a voiceover. It's like when they're doing the pan of the whole treasure room, Evie or Jonathan's character goes, "There's the statue of so and so,"
oh,
and
and you're supposed to remember.
yeah, just
I
remember that
didn't.
it's
I
there.
didn't. But they get this giant golden book. This is the good book, not the
Hmm.
Bible. You
No,
religious freaks. This is the Book of Amun Ra.
the Bible would do fuck all here. Already explained by Benny's
Yes, it didn't work when
Benny's
Benny tried it.
inability to use a
Here, these are
crucifix.
not vampires. These are mummies.
Mummies.
You need a
Give a
different
shit.
religion to deal with them.
Yeah.
And the gold book is the good book, and this is where we get some reading just off the cover, and that can control mummy warriors.
Right. Don't ask why. Don't ask questions.
Where it's pretty funny though. He's trying to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, why put that on the
It's
cover?
funny.
But it's funny. There's a back and forth where Evie's like trying to coach him through reading ancient Egyptian while she's being chased by an Oxanamun with a dagger.
Yeah. She's back. Like I had hoped that Anaxamoon like sort of wouldn't be as evil as she was. I thought there could have been a cool moment where like she came back but like recognized this woman as basically like her descendant, because like had you set up that, then she like would in the end sort of stab her lover in the back yet again, because the pharaoh was originally her lover and she stabbed him in the back, and then I was like, maybe she'll turn on Imhotep the same way she turned on
Vic,
her other lover.
it, they've already
That's not.
they're already releasing the new movie. There's going to be another one. They
I
they
know.
don't have time for your notes now. Were you hoping all this would be put into the new one?
No, I think it's like I think the thing is that I have rewritten a lot of movies from
Yeah.
my childhood with my
Yes.
own vision of how I think the plot should have gone.
You should have
And
been a
then
script doctor.
when I watch it, I'm like, that's not how I remember this happening. It's not just that I'm disappointed. It's like, where's that scene I remember where this other thing happens? And then I realized that I just imagined it so hard that I don't remember, you
Okay.
know.
So I remember you saying you are mad. Your mom used to tell you you imagine things, and that made you really mad because you knew you hadn't. Are you sure?
It's a blessing she does not listen to this podcast because she would use this against me so much.
Oh
She
God.
cannot know that I am now discovering that yes, there are things that I've made up.
Uh-uh.
Although it's not true because there's absolutely things that she doesn't want me to talk about that she just is like, that didn't happen. You dreamed that. But now I see why it was so convincing.
Yes, because you
Sort
have
of a
certain
50-50
things.
shot. Yeah, sort of a 50-50 shot of whether or not something's real.
But yeah, you're looking for themes and callbacks in this movie that don't exist.
Yeah.
Knox on the Moon is like a feral zombie. She doesn't even talk. She's
No,
like
this
chasing
is
him
bad.
around. But
Um,
you want to just get to the death of Imhotep?
yeah, because it's confusing because she like reads something from the book and these ghostly, ethereal chariot riders come out and drag a now ethereal version of Imhotep back into some door. Like they
Yes.
come down a staircase and then they take him out through a door. And you're like, who the fuck was that? What did they do? Because what I was expecting is then after that, it would be like a husk of Imhotep, but he still has he still is him. And then they stab him, and it's like, oh, he's mortal now. I was like, so what did they take from him? The curse?
His immortality. You answered your own
I
question.
guess. But why does it look like him? I guess. Like, why was, because it looked like they took his soul, but clearly they didn't take his soul because his soul's still in his body and now it's just a mortal.
They took the mummy version of him away.
Yeah, I guess.
The immortal mummy version of him was taken back to, where do they go? The land of the dead. That's what it's called.
It's
uh, what?
something.
Yes.
Yeah, like don't ask questions. Who is riding the chariot? Where is he going?
Well, I assume if I should have done some research on ancient Egyptian religion. I assume those guys work for Horus or something, and it's all
Yeah,
explained.
I'm sure there's a
But
deep
when
intellectual reasoning
what
behind
I
it.
find funny is that happens, and Brendan Fraser's like, I thought that was supposed to kill him. Evie stays silent,
Yeah.
doesn't say a word, and just waits for him to once again try stabbing this guy. He stabs him in the belly, and then he's like, oh, and he starts falling. And then she's like, he's mortal now. Like, okay, did you
Hmm.
really have to play up the drama, Evie, for this? You wanted the big reveal, almost like you
Yeah,
were living in a movie. Maybe let this guy know
yeah,
what's
it
going
was
on.
pretty funny. I think that's one of the things that does make the movie so good, though, is the amount of times that the characters themselves sort of call out the goofiness
Yeah.
as it's happening. Like their lines, like you said, like these funny levity. It's because if they had tried to play this seriously, you would have been like, what the fuck was that? Like, what the fuck are you? But because Brendan Fraser is like, what the fuck did that do? You're like, oh, okay, at least I'm not the only one confused about
Yeah.
what that was.
No, the it's
Oh,
definitely the characters that make this movie work,
oh, for
and their
sure.
lines and their quick lines and stuff are fun.
And so we cut back to our greedy boy Benny.
Benny.
He's been loading up these stray camels outside with gold, and it's heavy work. It's heavy work for a little coward who doesn't normally do heavy
This
work.
this All right. This is where this defies. I was incredulous at this part, guys. He's carrying gold. He goes, here's a nice little shelf thing I can
A
hang my
weird
gold pack on.
lever
And
that
it's
you
just
could.
a random, not not like chest height. It's laying low on the ground. Giant stone lever. Puts his bag on it. Pulls the lever down. Wouldn't you know it? This is the self-destruct button for the entire temple.
Yeah. And do you want to know something? There was a throwaway line that talked about this at like the beginning of the movie.
What?
Yeah, there's a throwaway line when they're talking about um, when both the Americans and Evie and O'Connor and their crew show up at the dig site, and they're talking about how they need to be careful. This is before they've even gone underground. They're like, you need to be careful. Seti the first, I think, is the pharaoh that's supposed to be his tomb. Um, is was the richest in all of Egypt, but he was protective and set booby traps. It's rumored that there's a booby trap that if you set off will sink the whole temple, burying it underground forever. That's literally a line at the beginning of the movie. And when this happened, I was like, oh, so let me get this straight. Not only did the ancient Egyptians decide to curse this man with immortality and god power, saying that he needed to be buried forever and no one should ever find it, they built the temple to submerge itself and be buried forever so no one could ever find it, and then decided to not. They could have just
Holy
buried it the
shit,
whole
you're right,
time.
Vic.
it, it was like someone left and forgot to turn out the lights. They were like, oh, hey, you know, Joe, make sure you bury the temple before you lock up. And he's like, got it. And then he just went home to his wife and was like, oh, fuck, I'll get it later. And
Well,
then never went back
yeah,
to
this is.
bury the whole temple.
Well, they were saying he booby trapped it. This is a crazy booby trap. You have to be like just pushing things and trying to push things down.
That's the thing is, it doesn't
It's a
even look
bad
like a
it's
booby
a
trap. It
bad
looks
booby
like a
trap.
functioning
And
lever
then that's why I
that
said
you
it's
would
the
just
self-destruct
pull to
button.
do
I
this.
thought it was literally, but they're saying that was built before the mummy, I think. So maybe you know what I do when I have my booby traps installed is I kill everyone who installs them, so no one knows where the booby traps are except for me.
I just feel like these people who've spent literally thousands of years being protectors of this temple should have done some research into the booby trap.
Hey, Vic, if you want to
They could
go
have
into
saved us the whole movie.
Hamanatra, first off, good luck. There's still spirits around there. It's scary as hell. If you want to go in there and just
Uh,
start pulling levers to see what they do, be my guest. I'm not doing that.
it's just the one lever. It was a one very obvious lever in the whole temple.
I mean, it's kind of tough getting out once you pull that lever, though.
No, but they're clearly willing to sacrifice themselves and die. All I'm saying is, you're telling me that there was a way this could have been over, even if they wanted to turn him into an immortal demigod. They could have
It
just
was strange
pulled
punishment. You can't get
pulled
away
the
from it,
button where
guys.
they bury him. Fine, fine, like
All
fine,
right.
yeah, sure.
So the lever is pulled, and the ceiling just starts coming down on these guys like a press, and everyone's gonna get
Mm-hmm.
squished. We have a great full circle moment where Benny's running to the exit. Brendan Fraser's waving him on, but he doesn't get there in time. Door closes, and bye bye, Benny, for the
Yeah,
final time.
I'll say that it's kind of like I was waiting for Brennan to close the door, like close the door in Benny's face once he got there, but he doesn't. He does try to grab him, and I'm like, you've put more effort into trying to rescue Benny, who's fucked you over and like tried to kill all of humanity, than you did any of the Americans who you desperately needed to protect, who were sort of your friends.
Yeah,
Like you've
kind
put
of does.
more, you've risked because he stays and everyone risks dying to try and save Benny. Fucking why?
It's true. He gives this guy a ton of chances. We have to keep Brendan Fraser a good guy, though. We can't have him
Yeah.
close the door in Benny's face, especially the way Benny dies. If it had been Brendan Fraser's fault that he dies this way, we all would have been like, oh boy, this guy
Ew.
might not be such a good guy. Because
Ugh, maybe he should
Benny,
have been executed for that crime we never
right?
found out he
Yeah.
definitely committed. It was never in dispute that he committed a crime worthy of death. It was just that he didn't want to die.
Yeah.
That,
Benny is locked into the treasure room. He got what he wanted, didn't he? He got his just
hmm
desserts. He's in the treasure room, but he can't get out. And his torch is dying. And for some reason, this is the time that thousands and thousands of flesh eating beetles come in from where, I don't know, but they surround
They're getting
him.
squished. They're getting condensed because the rooms are all crushing together, so they're all gathering
All right, that's science.
in a big place.
That science adds up
That's
for me.
close enough.
Again, not explained why
Yeah.
some are just out and some are in jewelry that can pop out anytime. But they're just out.
No.
Benny's torch dies out, and he is alive by beetles. Bye,
Yeah.
Benny.
Horrifying. Goodbye.
Evie also says that this is also like Benny was such an entertaining guy. This is a rough death. I kind of wanted him to turn good at the end, even though he's irredeemable at this point. But
It's pretty irredeemable. But
he
yeah.
there's a part where Evie goes, People like you always get their comeuppance," and Benny kind of
Right.
laughs, and then he goes, "They do." And I'm like,
Right. Like as if he's never heard of the concept.
he's
He's
like about to laugh it off, but then he's like kind of worried, and he goes, "Do?" And
he's wearing a religious symbol of every religion on earth, and apparently the concept of karma is completely foreign to him.
I think he just learns one prayer from each one, and that's all he learns,
All
just
he
in
learns.
case he runs into evil.
So we kind of skipped through this, but our protector guy, our leader of the troops that protects this land, sort of sacrifices himself in a horde of the mummies when Brennan Fraser and Jonathan are trying to get to Evie. And the thing that gets me about this is Jonathan or O'Connor, Brendan Fraser's character, lights a stick of dynamite and throws it down the tunnel that
Hmm.
this guy is in with all these mummies. And it's like, couldn't he just have not been in that tunnel with all the mummies and then he would be alive and you could have killed all the mummies with the dynamite? Did your ally have to be in that tunnel? Because he runs into the tunnel to hold them off. And you're like,
I think that was a
okay,
different tunnel. They run
was it a
away.
different
Yeah, they
tunnel?
run. They he doesn't. Like he doesn't
It
run
looks
down the
like he
tunnel, and
throws it
and then Brendan's like,
into the
"All
tunnel.
right, here's some dynamite right after you, buddy. Duck
Like
and cover." No, I
I
think
don't think you're gonna hold him off. That's what
mm,
it looked like
no,
to me.
I
And I was
think
like,
you're
what the fuck?
talking about later. There, it's a later tunnel that he does that.
Oh, because he's back. He didn't die
Yes, they all get
somehow,
out. All our main guys get out. They run into him again,
and he's
and
on top of like a sand dune with like 80 camels, like an insane, like a herd of camels that are all saddled
he
and ready to
found.
go.
Well, that's not exactly what they use, though. They use the horses that Benny was loading up with gold.
They were camels.
Whatever,
They were
Rick.
camels.
Whatever they're used. I thought it was a horse, but who cares?
No,
They're all leaving. Jonathan's pissed. They didn't get anything. He's like, came here for nothing. And Brendan Fraser's like, oh, not for nothing. And he smooches his girl. We get a
yeah.
romantic ending. They're all walking into the sunset. And then we see a CGI glimmer of gold. There's gold on this horse or whatever, camel. They
Camel.
did get some gold out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They rich
Yeah.
and rich in
The
love.
real, yeah, the real treasure was love. The
Yes,
real treasure, all, and the real curse, because wasn't love what kicked this whole shit off to begin with?
I want to get to that. But
Following
anyway,
your heart. What is the message? It's mixed. The message is mixed.
and
It's a mixed
but
message.
some love is good, some love is bad, and movie over.
Roll credits.
Yes. And I sat through these just in case. There's nothing.
Nothing. There's nothing.
Kind of some
Um,
interesting hieroglyphs in it. They're fun, but you wanted a wrap, right?
oh, I was so tired. It's a long movie, and I
Vic
don't know how
is
to explain
experiencing
this.
it's action. It is action fatigue. It's a real thing in movies where if there's too much gunfighting and action, people get bored with it and tired of it, and you can't cram a movie with too much of it.
Yes. That makes a lot of sense because the other thing is it just starts getting like you're not heightening the stakes.
Yeah,
If every other scene it's the exact same sort of odds, like so many scenes were sort of big group of people, small group of people that are our main characters. They shoot wildly,
it's awesome.
killing a bunch of the other people,
It is
and then
awesome.
just repeat that like sort of every 10, 15 minutes, repeat that exact dynamic. I wanted there to at least be some different types of fight scenes, which I feel like we got at the end when he switched to like a sword.
Well, here's the
But it was just
problem:
like
the
some of the
heightening,
fight scenes were
the
so
height,
similar.
the highest one was the boat fight because that's the one where everyone's getting lit on fire, and
Yes.
it's probably the craziest
Fire.
one, but it's the first one basically, or
Well,
second one.
it's the first one. Yeah. But the other thing is that it's also the most dynamic because some people
Okay,
have weapons, some
I
people
didn't use the
are,
word dynamic. Sorry.
but it's like some of it's guns, some of it's swords, some people are
Oh
just
yeah,
fist fighting. So there's a lot of different styles of fighting going on rather than just like this shootout, which
yeah.
was almost every scene was just like a shootout. And it did get well, and also I just felt like there was a lot of travel between location scenes where I was just like, oh my God, why? Why is it just felt long?
I like those scenes because they're real in
Yeah,
Morocco.
I guess that's true. The scenery was very beautiful.
Yes.
Um, the scenery was gorgeous.
All right. Well, we're on the edge of our seats. Overall, do you like it or not?
Oh yeah, I liked it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. It it stays fun enough.
When I think of '90s adventure movie, this is the ultimate one. I think
Yeah.
it's it hit me just the right time. It's super creepy, but I was at just the right age for it. Where on paper, man, I mean, yeah, this guy when that guy doesn't have eyes or a tongue and he's just garbling
Oh,
words, you're like, this is
so
dark.
scary.
This is very creepy.
But at the same time, they don't like even though lots of people die, it's one of those where it's Hollywood, so there's almost no blood. Like
Yeah.
nobody bleeds in this movie. Like there's things that they've done that sort of cap it more in the camp than real horror. Like it
No,
has
yeah.
enough visuals, but it doesn't get really gory at any point. Like
Not
not
real. I
really.
mean, we see a lot of dried out gore. Not a lot of wet gore, but dried
Yeah.
out gore. We get a lot of dead mummies, and like when the mummy's kissing Evie and his mouth starts to tear, it is CGI, but it is a creepy thing to be happening.
Mhm.
His mouth is still mummified, so it starts ripping open. You're like, ooh.
But like all the like possessed boil covered Egyptians sort of just look like they're covered in mud. Like it's
Yeah,
not
it's not
super
great.
graphic. It's
Not
not
super.
it's it's not done enough where you're really like even as a kid I remembered certain things freaked me out, but not a lot of the movie. I think that it comes across camp usually means poorly done, and I don't think it is, but I think between the actors sort of on-screen attitudes, like their
No,
sort
it's
of
not camp. I
levity.
wouldn't say it's campy. It's
No, but
keeping it
it's
adventure.
light.
It's an adventure movie, not horror movie.
Yeah,
But
it's not a horror
they're
movie. Yeah,
pushing it with the gross horror that could happen with mummies, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Uh, so yeah, that'd be my feeling.
Yeah, I
Uh,
still like it. I definitely loved it as a kid. It like the Adams Family. It pushes when you're young of like how scary a movie can get for you, where you're sort of excited at how weird and dark it is, but also the characters are. That's what it always comes down to. The Adams Family too. Like the characters are letting you know everything's all right.
Right,
Brendan
yeah.
Fraser's never like not being confident or kind of funny. Everyone's funny.
Yeah.
It's a good mix of people that keep it light.
I also think that the PG-13 rating is pretty spot on. Like if you're
Okay.
saying this the average age for a kid to watch this should be around 13, I think
Yeah.
that's totally fine. Like I think you can watch it younger because I did and I still think it'd be fine. Like I wouldn't show it to my daughter, but she's 3. But by the time she turns like around 10, I think she could watch this film. I don't think it's
Hmm.
I don't think it's, and I think that PG-13 is totally appropriate. We've watched some here where you're just like, I'm sorry, this is rated what now?
Yeah.
Like, on no level should that be rated what that is. But this one rated PG-13 seems correct.
All right. Well, we both like it. I'm glad.
Yeah. You want to do our final? Did we have any?
Gonna do our final segment. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's check our baggage. Let's check it. What do you got?
I actually think that in general, this movie did give me a bit of a fear of bugs.
Oh,
Yeah, I think the way that the insects kind of crawl under skin now looks really poorly done CGI. But I think when I was a kid and I saw it, and like every time the mummy will like unhinge his jaw and like flies come out of it, or like I think it gave me a lot of like it played on a lot of bug phobias for me. Um and and freaked me out, like the concept of being eaten alive by insects. Um
yeah, that is
I don't
gross and a horrible way to go.
like when I rewatched it now, I was like, I definitely feel like I've had nightmares where it had that imagery, and now I think it's because of how many times I saw this movie. I don't think
Wow.
when I was a kid I thought this movie scared me. I think I liked this movie as a kid, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, yeah. I think that I've had some night terrors as a kid that are very reminiscent of this specific scene. Um, so maybe a little bit of insectophobia. I don't know what it is when it's just bugs. But yeah, I think it's a little freaky.
Ooh, we should put arachnophobia on the list.
Mm.
I love that.
I didn't see that one as a kid.
Uh,
Not growing up.
I probably didn't
I
either, but we should watch it
yeah,
anyway.
yeah. What about you, Jake? Any baggage?
I can't think of anything that really scarred me in the movie as far as horror goes. Uh, yeah, the bugs are gross, but I don't remember ever really being scared of bugs.
Mm.
I just remember one interesting conversation I had with my mom about this movie, and that stuck with me forever. And we were talking about the movie, and I'm telling her about how horrible the mummy is for Imhotep and Anaxamun are for murdering this pharaoh in cold blood and sacrificing Evie to bring her back. And my mom goes, I thought it was romantic. And that's always been in the back of my mind of like, when what are women thinking? What is it like? What what what
The
is too
scarring baggage you have is that you just can't figure out a woman's mind.
like she thought that was a romantic story. I'm like, this is horrible. They killed this guy in cold blood. Sure, it was probably not the best relationship, and you're stuck with a pharaoh. What are you gonna do? And just the thought of like women are like, I'm horrified by all this. And women are going, oh man, he really loves that woman. That's so nice. And you're just
No,
like, what does it take to?
I mean, no, I'm with, in a way, I'm with your mom because if this story were told from a different perspective, Imhotep is not the villain of the story.
Like,
right? So like
yes.
if you tell it from a different perspective, right? This like his lover was being sort of kept by this pharaoh, which they don't ever say anything about it, but by visuals, he looks much older than her in the movie. Like she looks young, the pharaoh looks like kind of older. Either way, they kind of set it up that he is extremely controlling of her, that she like is living in this cage, like she's not allowed to do anything and be touched by anyone, that he like owns her completely. And they're in love. And they decide they're going to escape and kill the pharaoh so that the two of them can run away and live together.
So this
Except their
is
plans
this
get
is my
foiled.
yeah. So you're right. I mean, it's the classic being forced to marry a king that you don't love. It's the classic, old timey story. But this is my question: is how far am I allowed to go when I'm in love with a woman?
But he
when
wasn't the one who brought the curse on himself. He didn't curse the world. Imhotep was not the one who brought the curse. He was buried and that curse was put on him. And part of that curse is that he will do those things. Like that if he gets, like, that he is going to be buried and upon his release from
well,
that,
now we're trying.
the
Now you're getting
curse will
into the
compel
what is the
him.
mind of a mummy when he gets this power. I don't think we have enough experience to break that down. Of the is this
I
free
think the
will or
curse was
not?
pretty explicit that it's like a I think the curse was pretty explicit that it's like he gets turned into this monster.
Yes,
Like
but it
that.
didn't say he also has to raise his girlfriend from the dead. That's not part of it.
No,
By
he yeah, and he tried
sacrificing
to
a
do that
woman.
before. If anything, who knows? Maybe after he brought his girlfriend back, he would have stopped his attempts to murder everybody. Maybe that's all he really wanted. We don't know.
And
Nobody talked to him. Nobody asked him. There's no conversation, just a lot of shooting. Like from another perspective, all O'Connor and EVR are fucking grave robbers. Like
mm,
desecrating the dead in a country they don't belong, killing off Egyptians in mass. Like this movie is morally ambiguous.
I mean, sure. I'm just saying.
Sure.
I'm asking how many. I'm just asking how many women can I kidnap for my girlfriend before it's not romantic anymore?
For Maggie, I don't know if there's a number. All the women. Maggie's a gem.
Do you think she'll be impressed?
I think she will. I think she'd like it. I mean, that's another thing though. Imhotep brought them back, and his girlfriend did not have any problem. I thought there might be. Again, I expressed that. I thought that maybe she would have a problem,
No,
but no,
she
she
was
was like,
on
yeah,
board with everything.
she's on board.
She's the one who stabbed the pharaoh first. She's the one who stabbed herself.
They were
She is
made for each
I mean,
other.
she
They
is
were in
knife
love.
happy. She's
They
crazy.
were on the same wavelength.
Yeah, they sure were. And that's, you know, I hope you guys find your Anoxina moon out there or
Yeah,
your Emotep.
yeah. Everybody should have a type of love that would destroy all of Egypt.
Yes. That's the line. That's the line, guys. On your anniversary or whatever, write that in a card. Our love is the kind that could destroy all of Egypt.
It's beautiful. It's
Yes.
beautiful.
And on that note, I think come to an end.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us for another movie. This was a good one.
Sure was. Thanks for being here, Vic. Thanks for
Yeah.
fighting through everything you fought through this morning and doing this podcast. I always appreciate it.
100%.
All right, guys. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye. We did it at the same time this time. Woo. Another episode done. I wish I could say there was no mushkilas on this one, guys, but the curse of the mummy was very real, apparently. Sorry about Vic getting her internet cut, but I think it came out all right. Sorry about the late release for this episode, but I had to take someone to the emergency room on Sunday night. did not have time to upload this by Monday. But don't worry. The curse will be broken, I'm sure, by our next episode. We'll be doing The Witches. And on that episode, we are going to have a guest. I can't wait. See you then. He's a fat drunk. We want him to die.